What's up, friends? Nice to see ya. The big, beautiful live stream. Sec. 1 sec. Hang on a sec. Okay. Yes, you are first, Kane. Good to see you again. I saw you in the last live stream, AAC's live stream. And I think you were, what, second? Third? I feel like you had a crown. I like this new crown thing they're doing. That's like in the last few days, right? All right. Let's start reacting to things, because why not? Present. Share screen. Okay. Let's go with this. David Rams. I did see Richard react to this guy already, so I do know the gist of it, but let's see what David has to say about it. Elle also did a response. We'll check that out too, because we might as well parse this back and forth. This guy, my God. I'm sorry to subject y'all to it. And by y'all, I mean you, Kane, since you're here. But someone has to do it. David did it, Elle did it, Richard did it, and now I'm just going to react to their reacts. Because why not do that instead of giving this guy more views?
I'm going vegan for an entire month. That means no meat, no cheese, no eggs, just plants. Fruits and vegetables should be safe to eat. So this is tofu. I also have like vegan sausages and all that stuff. The thing is though, with what I bought so far, it's gonna be really hard to make like a proper meal. All right, so the total came to 680 kroners, and this is not even half of what I need. So pretty expensive to be a vegan.
So far, I hasn't bought any grains, seeds, high protein, high calorie items, just vegan junk food and some fruits and vegetables, and then complained it's too expensive. Yeah, vegan junk food can be expensive. That's true.
When I do this now, I want to do it the right way. You know, I want to get all the supplements. I want to try to be as healthy as possible while doing this. That is a little bit expensive, but I think it's worth it.
The only essential supplements recommended for vegans are B12 and vitamin D if you don't go out in the sun a lot. They're recommended for meat eaters as well, and they're really not expensive.
Look how empty that looks. It looks so sad. This is what I have for dinner. Burgers and sausages. Being a vegan is already harder than I thought it'd be.
Well, it's going to get a lot harder too if that's all you're eating. Just pick up a vegan cookbook or watch a few vegan recipe YouTube videos. I mean, come on.
Spoiler alert, this guy apparently just didn't eat enough food, started losing weight, and then blamed it on veganism because he didn't eat enough food and was in a calorie deficit for the whole month.
On, man, it's really not rocket science.
Yeah. I feel like I have a lot of energy, and I mean, it's early, but I think this is going to be pretty easy. I have a lot of vegan friends who are also climbers, strong climbers. They've been vegan for years. How hard can it be?
It's very...
So, by the way, that right there just should have been the end of the discussion. I have a bunch of vegan climber friends that they're all very strong. Okay, we don't need to experiment then. This isn't an experiment. Just go vegan. It's obvious now. So now he's going to, what is he going to claim? Like he has some kind of like condition or something, whereas his friends are just superhumans or something?
Very unlikely that he'd be feeling an energy boost from eating vegan burgers. And
what's up, Dennis? How come you didn't get a little, wait, did you get a little trophy for being second? Hang on. They're doing the trophies now. Oh, you didn't get one. Apparently, they only hand them out for first place in my stream. Unless a couple other people. You can see Kane, right, in the chat. What's up, Jake? Nice to see you. Great work lately, Jake. Everybody, if you're not subbed to Jake, go ahead and do so. What's up, Felix? Sub to everybody. Felix, Kane Defends Animals. I don't know about Dennis. I like you, Dennis, but I don't want people to sub. I don't know. Do you make any content, Dennis?
And sausages for a day. And it is cool that he has vegan friends who
I'm
are
just
strong
messing with you, Dennis.
climbers, but it's useless if he's not going to ask them for help, which clearly he hasn't asked them so far. But yeah, let's see if he does.
People feel so strong about this, being vegans, being carnivore, and I really don't want to piss anyone off by doing this, but I'm just gonna give my honest opinion, and that's also why I think it's important to do this right, you know? Like, I want to try to be a vegan, and I want to do it in the best way possible, so that no vegans can afterwards say that, oh, you didn't do it the right way.
He already started.
Yeah. Thank you, David. Yeah, I was going to say it if you didn't say it.
By eating vegan junk food and what was probably a very nutritionally inadequate meal. As an athlete, like the food.
Okay. What I was going to say, is that he's already telegraphed that he's going to annoy the vegans by failing.
Honest opinion, and that's also why I think it's important to do this right, you know? Like, I want to try to be a vegan, and I want to do it in the best way possible, so that no vegans can afterwards say that, oh, you didn't do it the right way.
Bam! That, you just gave up the game, dude. You just said, yeah, just so that no vegans can say I didn't do it the right way. He telegraphed the end of the video already.
He already started by eating vegan junk food and what was probably a very nutritionally inadequate meal. As an athlete, like this guy is, he's like a professional climber. He needs to get the right nutrition for that. Otherwise, he's going to start suffering. And he's already doing it all wrong.
Okay, so first cardio session since being a vegan. Either I'm going to feel like super light or I'm going to feel out of energy.
Or you're not going to feel anything because it's the first time.
Feel pretty gassed, to be honest. I feel like I have low energy. I'm not sure if it's placebo or not, but this
dude, fuck off. Seriously. Number one. What's up, Mary? No, nobody got a trophy except for Kane. Oh, it's also based on how many comments. Gotcha. Yeah. Kane got the trophy. Y'all got to be quick. Kane's on it. He's fast.
First,
Kane's like an elite athlete.
Cardio session did not feel great, even though it was like a really light one.
If you're eating a deficient diet, especially one low in calories, as a high intensity athlete, you'll probably start feeling some negative side effects 3 days in. Yeah. And if you were eating the same amounts as before, but vegan, he probably wouldn't notice a difference. So he's just not eating properly.
My first ever vegan Fedora order. Very excited. Okay, so spring rolls and like a vegan salad with something.
By the way, guys, I realized that it would probably be better for me to do my own reactions to the original videos, but that would give it a view. And these people deserve no views, no ad revenue, no nothing. So David deserves it, Elle deserves it, and Richard deserves it.
That looks like chicken. Still wonder if this is gonna satisfy me, because that is the main problem. You know, I think it all tastes good. It's just the feeling I get afterwards is not the same.
Well, yeah, you ordered fried spring rolls, which is basically light pastry and vegetables, and a salad with a bit of vegan chicken.
Thank you, Dennis. He didn't get enough vegan marshmallows. Of course he feels bad. I feel bad when I don't eat a lot of vegan marshmallows during the stream. I don't know if y'all noticed, but the last stream that I did, I had finished the bag of marshmallows. And y'all probably saw that was a shitty stream, wasn't it? It was terrible. God, I was off my game. I was not articulate. I couldn't form thoughts even because of the lack of marshmallows. That was bad. Wait, how did Mary get to number 1? She stole the trophy. Oh my God. She stole it. How is this working? Are you guys passing it back and forth? What's the deal? Wow. So you're saying Kane's saying Mary's making more comments, and that's what happened. Yeah, probably challenge 22. I think there's probably a whole section about marshmallows, probably. I've never used it, but I'm sure there is.
That's not going to satisfy a high level athlete. It wouldn't satisfy me, and I'm not a high level athlete, so it's not going to satisfy him either. This, guys, this isn't rocket science.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. So it's only been a week and I've already lost a kilo. Other than that, I don't feel that much different. I've been eating pretty much as much protein as I usually do. And also as many calories as I usually do. So, but 1 kilo in only a week, that is crazy.
So he claims he's been eating as much protein and calories as he usually does, but lost a kilogram in a week. So
Nope.
Something's not adding up, right?
So the plan today is to go and try bench press and weighted pull-ups. I have my metrics from when I did creatine, and I think it's going to be very interesting to compare now and see.
And by the way, you can do vegan creatine as well.
I don't think I've gotten any stronger, but to see if I've gotten weaker is going to be interesting.
Of course, you're going to get more pull-ups if you're taking creatine versus not taking creatine and under-eating. What a ridiculous comparison to be making here.
Okay, so we're 1 week into this project, and the biggest thing is my crazy mood swings. I feel like one moment I'm happy.
This guy is just lying. He's just lying. He watched some anti-vegan videos, and then he just compiled the list of all the bullshit and made a video faking it. Yeah.
And then I'm annoyed.
Nice.
Another thing is the social awkwardness. You know, when I go out and order food, I have to be that guy that asks for something like special. I feel like I'm bothering people by asking like,
What's up, Sally? How are you?
Questions and asking for the vegan stuff, and I can't go to certain restaurants. And also when I'm at home, I can't even have dinner with my girlfriend anymore. So we eat separate dinners.
Yeah, mood swings are another symptom of a calorie deficit. It could also be due to some addiction with the prior foods that he was eating, causing him some
He's making it up.
issues, maybe some withdrawal symptoms. But I mean, some of the things he said here are just ridiculous. Like, why can't you have dinner with your girlfriend? Just eat what you're eating at the same table as her. It's so dramatic. You're just doing an experiment for a video, man. You chose to try this out. You chose to do this challenge. And so, yeah, restaurants and stuff, all this is part of that.
I don't even buy it as being real, but David's giving him the benefit of the doubt, taking him at his word. I don't take him at his word. He's obviously bullshitting.
This is your job. I mean, it's a weird thing to complain about, and it makes me question how much of this video is real. It just seems all dramatized and a little bit acted at this point. And if you look at what he's eating, it seems like it's just plates of vegetables, like low calorie and low protein content. As an athlete, he's really going to suffer low calorie and low protein.
Guys, look at this plate. He's got fucking celery on, what is that? Is that like bok choy? What is that? So he's got like 2 pieces of fucking celery. By the way, I don't know if this is true or not, because I'm not a nutritionist, but isn't celery actually like, you actually expend more energy to consume celery than you get from it? Am I right about that? I feel like digesting celery, I could be wrong. Anyway, look at this fucking plate of food. It's not even like, what are these like random little pieces of fucking lettuce? And one teensy little slice of cucumber, some salsa? Is that like salsa with a little bit of hummus under it?
Look at what he's eating. It seems like it's just plates of.
Wait, so there's another, so it's 2 plates. This is so random. Look at this weird like setup. I've got some peanuts and some raisins in one piece of bread. Nothing's put together. Nothing's made to be pleasant and nice. And instead it's like, here, I'll put a piece of broccoli on this plate. Here's a slab of hummus. Ugh, God, what a dumbass. What a dumbass. Yeah, it's again, it's got a lot to do with the lack of marshmallows. Now, had he just had a plate of marshmallows,
The
he'd feel great.
vegetables, like low calorie and low protein content. As an athlete, he's really going to suffer eating like that for a month.
I think
What is this?
As an athlete, he's
This
really
is
going
his
to suffer.
avocado toast. Just some crackers with pieces of avocado on top of it. What? Oh,
Eating like that for a month.
I think a lot of people think that getting enough protein is difficult being on a vegan diet, but
oh my
that's
God.
not really been the case
I had not seen this bit.
for me. I eat a lot of nuts, peanut butter, beans, peas. Like there's so many different things that have a lot of protein in it. So
Here's what I've seen of this video, Stitching No Fap, which is a channel that takes Vegan Gains' live streams and pieces them together so there's not all the interruptions with the donations and all that. So I watched that, and Richard was not having it. He was just skipping through the video. So I haven't seen a lot of these sections, so it is fresh. And no, I'm not going to click on his video and give him a like or a view. Definitely not a like.
say that I'm getting pretty much the same amount of calories and protein as I usually do.
Finally, he highlights some vegan protein sources, but his hesitation on pretty much the same tells me a lot. It lacks a lot of confidence. I don't think he's tracking it. I think he's eating less and getting less protein, getting less calories. I think he's not even aware of it. I think he thinks he's getting.
Yeah, well, he's not against animal cruelty, obviously, because he made this dumbass video, but
enough, and he's not tracking it properly.
Okay, 105. That was definitely max. Oh my God, that was a struggle. 60 kilos would be good today, I think. Well, I felt pretty easy, actually. A little bit disappointed with my bench press, but this, I think I feel stronger than I thought I would.
what a boring video. Like, seriously, like this kind of content is just so boring, in my opinion. What about y'all? It's, oh, here's a vlog of me doing this and doing that, and I don't know.
My chin was just above the bar, but it wasn't much. That is still a bit away from what I did when I was on creatine, but pretty good, I would say. I'm happy with that. Like this one is so much worse than the Beastmaker, so. Maybe a second longer or something. Well, I've definitely gotten weaker.
Oh, by the way, I was doing some climbing at this climbing gym with some fellow vegans, and I was brand new to it, so I was terrible. But some of my friends, including one of my friends who's incredibly lean, like he is very, very lean, he dominated the climbing. He was so good at it. He could climb all over that gym. And yeah, he's vegan and very strong, even though he's very wiry.
First days have been really rough. Now it's starting to get a little bit better though. So I'm excited to see how climbing is going to feel.
Oh, an experiment, Felix. Just clickbait.
I feel sharp today though. Like I have some clarity.
His commentary is all over the place. He feels bad, he feels sharp, he's strong, but now he's struggling. It's just all over.
Today I'm really struggling.
Now he's struggling again.
I don't know. I just feel low on energy. The food doesn't taste great. It's the 13th day. Tomorrow I have a weigh-in. I did not think this was going to be that hard. When I set out to do this, I thought, yeah, a month of being vegan is easy.
But it is easy if you're not stupid.
Right now, I'm just kind of hating my life a little bit.
Bro, it's the
Again, this isn't real. I'm acting as though this is a real thing he did. He didn't do any of this. Like, this was not a real thing. This is like all staged.
same flavors you're used to eating, but just on different products. You can make vegan food taste the same as meat. You just use the same spices. What a weird comment to make. And as for his tiredness or whatever, I mean, who knows what's going on? He's all over the place. And
yeah, it could be that you just made it up, right? Yeah, you just made it up for a video.
a lot of this really does feel like it's drama for the video. It just feels acted, scripted.
Also, my training
Yep.
sessions,
Yep.
some of them, I mean, they've been okay, but I feel like I'm out of energy a lot quicker than I used to be. And just not motivated. Life seems so gray right now. It's raining outside too. And I'm just like, don't have a lot of motivation.
I can guarantee he has these days regularly where he feels weaker than usual, down in the dumps, gray skies, low motivation, woe is me. The difference is he wouldn't normally share this. He's only sharing it now because he's doing a vegan challenge and it helps with the content.
I mean, we're 2 weeks into the experiment and I've already lost quite a bit of weight. So I'm curious how it's going to be at the end of this experiment.
Remember, he said he was getting the same amount of protein and everything as before.
Guys, I didn't realize that when I'm like over the weight that I should probably be, that makes me superhuman, that I just did something extraordinary, just amazing by being above the weight that I want to be at. Oh man. Yeah. You know, the finger strength of any climber, not just this guy. What he did just now wasn't extraordinary. Any climber like the people that I described in that gym could do that with their fingers. Hurts. Yeah. It's very painful. You know what? Like after climbing like one time, my forearm was so sore. Like it's a real strain on the tendons. I don't know if y'all have climbed like that. Because I do quite a bit of like hiking on mountains and clambering around on rocks. So I thought, yeah, I'll be good at this. Ooh, I got humbled quick. Humbled quick.
Before, you don't
You
drastically.
know, you start out and you're like flying up there, and then within like 3 climbs, all your muscles are ready to just die. And it's not because you're it's not because you're vegan.
Lose weight if you're eating a similar amount of calories and protein.
Yeah, I'm really not feeling good today. I feel dizzy.
My friend can do that. My friend, who's like not that serious of a climber, could definitely hang like that. That wasn't extraordinary. Now, I'm not saying he's not a great climber because I don't know. All I've seen is this video. So he may be a very good climber, but that thing that he was doing, like hanging by his fingers, that's just part of it. That's part of the climbing, isn't it?
I feel like I'm about to faint.
Oh dear.
I think I'm just gonna
Oh man, that was, oh man, veganism.
quit this session. There's no point when I'm feeling like this. I just feel like weak and miserable.
This is what happens when you're eating in a calorie deficit and you try to do intensive exercise. Also, to me, this whole scene, this whole bit just feels completely acted. The camera angle even feels set up as if they know he's going to fall, if they track him perfectly. I like Magnus's content. I'm not a hater, but this
Oh,
genuinely
I am. I'm a hater.
feels staged for
But I've only seen this.
dramatic effect.
So I almost did a huge mistake. I ordered this protein shake. It has vanilla protein.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that vanilla protein was also whey protein, which is an animal product.
Yeah, that's fair, Dennis. By the way, yeah, I love like climbing documentaries. Have y'all seen Alpinist? That film is awesome. Alpinist. Glitch. Knew we couldn't make it.
So I'm not going to be drinking this, but this was really, really close.
I don't want to be judgmental or harsh here, but this is really not giving us a lot of confidence in his knowledge of nutrition and diet and vegan products, really, is it? I mean, he's done no prep for this challenge at all.
I'm curious what the weight is going to say today. I think that it might be pretty low because I have been...
In my opinion, somebody came to him and said, let's make this kind of video and we'll give you a bunch of money. So I think they prepped the video. I don't even think he did.
Working out lately, and I haven't been able to eat
No
as much
proof
as
of
I
that,
should,
obviously.
but we'll see. I have not weighed myself in a week. I wonder how big the difference is going to be. 72.7. So I've lost like a kilo since last time. 11.5% body fat. I'm glad this is coming to an end because I can't keep losing weight like this.
So he admits that he hasn't been eating as much as he should have been with his workouts, which is exactly what I've been saying all along. I think his diet has been all over the place, and that explains his lack of and regain of
I don't even think he lost weight.
energy throughout the video. It's wild to me that he's saying he can't continue living like this as if it's the vegan diet that's the problem, when it's clearly him who's the problem. It's the fact that he's been under eating. He admitted he hasn't been eating well, and I would guess that he's not been eating properly this entire challenge.
So now it's back.
What's up, Jeffrey? How are you doing? Jeffrey's a great example of someone who's very fit as a vegan, doing a lot of bicycling, right? A lot of cycling.
To not feeling great again. I feel low on energy. And also, recently I feel like I'm not eating as healthy anymore. In the beginning, I ate a lot of vegetables and a lot of good stuff, but recently I've been craving like, I don't know, more normal foods. I tend to get like noodles. There's like basically no nutrition in it. Peanut butter jelly sandwich I made a lot of, but it's like all the salads and stuff. I feel so sick of all the salad. I also got questions.
I can't, I don't even remember the last salad I ate. Okay, let me think. It's not interesting to watch me think, but I don't remember the last salad that I ate. You don't have to eat salad as a vegan. What is this shit? What is this?
How good a diet is where you have to take this many supplements.
Yeah, we know you've not.
You don't have to take any supplements. Okay, B12, you want to make sure you get your B12, but if you eat like a normal person, they put B12 in a lot of the vegan food. So yeah, it's a good idea to take the supplement just to cover your base, but you know, I don't even know what that was, probably some algae omega or something, which he didn't need to do.
Not been eating healthy. You weren't eating healthy in the beginning. So I don't know why you're saying you are. We saw what you were eating. You admitted it. You've been eating junk food with a few vegetables from the start, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. For an elite athlete, okay, as a treat, or maybe in addition to a nutritionally adequate diet, but he's really showing he has no clue about food here. That this is
Yeah, and nutritional yeast, Dennis, is like, and it sounds like you know this already, but it's like, especially for like a new or just trying out vegan, like it's such an easy way to get so many nutrients to just sprinkle a little nutritional yeast on things,
really bad. And he said he's sick of eating salad,
including protein.
I mean, he's clearly not been eating enough for this entire challenge. Salad is a side dish for elite athletes, not a main dish. And the supplements thing again. You only need to take vitamin B12 and D supplements. The others he's taken are by choice. And he was likely already taking these supplements before, but just through meat, dairy, or eggs, because farm animals are given vitamin supplements in their feed and sometimes even directly injected. So,
and today I'm also going to test the kill the problem that I tried one of the first days and see if I've gotten stronger or weaker. It's hard to say. I mean, I've lost some weight, but I feel weaker.
So after explaining how he hasn't been eating well and feels shit, he's going to go and try a really hard challenge. This is so dumb.
I have a few good attempts, but I run out of energy so quickly. Like normally I have, I would say around 30 good attempts. Now maybe only 10. So that's the main difference. Now I just feel way worse than.
Yeah, that, I mean, so that makes me feel a little better about like my first 1 or 2 times climbing, because it took me like 3-4 times, I feel like, on kind of harder ones, to where I felt just, it was like a point where I just couldn't really climb effectively anymore. I was basically spent, like not tired, but muscle wise, and my hands were like, oh, my hands were burning. Also, at this climbing gym, they didn't have the right size shoe, and I had to use nasty shoes. So they told me you want them to feel snug because you grip better. but man, they were way too small. So my toes hurt. And then I got 2 big shoes. Like they didn't have the right size, and then my shoes were too big, and then they didn't grip well. I know y'all cared so much about my climbing adventure, but I enjoyed it so much that I ended up going back like 5 times.
last time.
And the climbing challenge doesn't go well. What a surprise.
Okay, so now I'm gonna measure my
Shocking.
body parts. Sounds a little bit wrong, but I'm gonna do biceps, chest, and waist and compare it to earlier. I have lost fat, I think. The question is, have I also lost muscle?
Dennis is already a vegan activist before being vegan. That's amazing. Keep it up, Dennis. We can't get you, we can get everybody surrounding you. Exactly, Jeffrey. I agree. They're just not. I mean, it's fine if you want to cover your bases, but no, you don't need supplements. Just make sure you get B12. That's the
My right bicep used to be 39 centimeters, and it's flexed. I think last time I did it flexed.
By the way, just want to say though, for like, especially for like a new vegan, right? A brand new vegan or something, you know, it doesn't hurt to take a multivitamin just to cover your bases while you're figuring out where to get things. I'm just trying to do the disclaimer. I'm not a nutritionist, right?
36.5. That is quite a big difference. 2.5 centimeters in difference.
So according to Vegan Gains, Richard, what he just described is a physical impossibility to have lost that amount of mass in that amount of time. Now, I don't know. Again, I don't know. I was watching Richard's thing, but he called bullshit on this.
All right. So that used to be 37.5. And now it's...
He also pointed out that there was no measurement at the beginning of the video. So he didn't show you what he measured in the beginning of the video. Now he's showing you and saying, take my word for it, it's that much smaller in this entire staged event that he did.
35.5. So I've lost 2 centimeters on this and 2.5 on this. And then the chest, that's going to be interesting. Chest used to be 111 centimeters. Now it's 104. So I've lost 7 centimeters around the chest.
Yes, I do the creatine also. When I'm hitting the gym, Jeffrey, when I'm hitting the gym. I don't do it as much as I should. Yeah, I didn't go this week.
And then waist,
I didn't.
82 centimeters. Used to be 85 centimeters. Now it's 82. So quite a big difference. It's almost like I reversed the gains I got from the creatine. Now I'm like,
it's almost like you made it up.
Back to where I started, which is a little bit demotivating, you know, because I took creatine for 3 months to get bigger and stronger. And now I'm basically back to where I started.
So he admits he was taking creatine for 3 months and training hard with sufficient calories and protein. Then he stopped taking creatine, started eating a calorie and protein deficient diet of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, noodles, and salads. And he's now complaining that he lost all his gains because of the vegan diet. Amazing. There are vegan bodybuilders and elite vegan athletes, and Magnus even knows some of them. Like he said earlier,
he said he knew them. But, you know, it's just, he had to do this experiment, right? You know, you had to make a video that would get you a lot of views on your YouTube. That's what happened.
He's been doing all this wrong, and he asked no one for help. This is wild.
The positive effects of being a vegan has been...
haven't,
Dennis. I've slept really well. Like my sleep has gotten better. I also feel like the blood flow, like the blood is flowing better in my body.
By the way, I realize there's a sound issue, so sometimes if I haven't paused the video, I just said I have not heard of that, Dennis. By the way, remember my last stream? Mary was here, Felix was here, and I was supposed to play the the Oscar music to play me off. I didn't click the screen, so y'all didn't hear that music. Y'all didn't hear the Oscar music playing me off. So that whole thing that was hilarious probably wasn't as funny, or maybe more funny because it was so botched.
Body. I used to have eczema. I haven't been bothered with that lately. That might be because it's summer. It might be placebo. It might be something else, but that might have something to do with the diet.
No, you know what happened here, Magnus? You watched all these anti-vegan, ex-vegan videos, and one of the things on there was talking about eczema. That's what happened. Because you've had clear skin the whole fucking video. Shut the fuck up. God, what a piece of shit liar.
So the positives are probably from removing problem foods from his diet that he was eating before. People report feeling better blood flow and skin problems improving after removing meat and dairy, especially after a prolonged period of time. But as he was very likely under eating as well, he also got these very negative side effects, which anyone gets when they undereat, vegan or not.
Those were the positives. And now the negatives are I've lost weight, fat, but also a lot of muscle. Also, it's expensive, like really expensive if you want to do it right with all the supplements.
And as Richard pointed out at the very beginning of the video, I don't think we saw in this one, but one of the first things he said, I'm really missing a steak right now. And we know steak is one of the most expensive things that you can get, a steak. And now he's saying, oh, veganism is so expensive. Right. Y'all saw the way he was fucking eating, right? It wasn't Impossible Burgers. It was fucking broccoli and peanuts on a plate with some bok choy and hummus. Give me a break. You saved money.
And all the vegetables and like the healthy stuff.
It's not expensive, and he didn't do it right, as we already established. He did this vegan diet challenge in probably the dumbest way you could do it.
In the beginning, I ate really healthy, but then gradually I started eating more like processed foods. I know there's a term called fat vegan, and I feel like I can relate a little bit to that.
He ate badly.
You claim you lost weight, dumbass. Now he's saying I can relate to being a fat vegan. All throughout this video, he said he was losing weight. I'm losing an inch. Give me a break. God.
From day one. I don't get why he's lying here. We all saw it. He started the challenge with unhealthy processed food and spoke about how he was eating a lot of salad and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. This is not a sufficient diet for someone training at his level. Someone like him needs to be eating calorie and protein dense foods in every meal. Things like tofu, seitan, TVP for protein, potatoes, pasta for carbs, various legumes, nuts, seeds, you know, for that combination of fat, carbs, and protein that he needs to operate at that level. Someone at his level of activity should also be incorporating protein shakes for that easy boost to his protein intake, which is great if you're a really busy guy like he seems to be. And I'm sure he was doing that before he started this vegan challenge too. He attempted a drastic dietary change as an elite athlete without consulting a registered dietitian or even getting help from his mates, and ended up doing it wrong and feeling bad. Unsurprising. I've got no issue with what Magnus calls fat vegans, like people who want to eat junk food and just enjoy life, but do it in a vegan way. But if you're trying to be an elite athlete or just want to live as a healthy person, you don't want to rely on junk food, vegan or not. There are a million different variations of a vegan diet you could eat, and so many of them are healthy. We can't ignore the psychological bias here with Magnus's video. He's probably unconsciously negative towards the vegan diet because he misses his favorite products, and he's ignoring other factors that could be causing his issues for the sake of a more simple black and white video. So he can say things like, it's the vegan diet causing my weakness, not me massively undereating. Too many people live on vegan junk food or undereat, then blame it all on the vegan diet when they get sick and unhealthy. This has to stop. I'm vegan because animals aren't products. They're complex, emotional, and conscious. Breeding, mutilating, and killing animals for things I don't even need is something I'll never support. It's really not that difficult to stay healthy in order to avoid supporting those industries that abuse animals. Just put in literally the tiniest bit of effort to learn about vegan nutrition and prepare yourself. Challenge22.com is a great.
Yeah.
One thing. You ready? Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
All right, here is David's video. Let me link to that so that y'all can give David some love for his very astute critique of that guy. Very astute, I would say. Good video, David. All right, it's going to be hard to switch videos. I mean, switch the display on the screen. Y'all know what time it is. It's Mel and Steve time.
Super T Bedford.
Hang on. Comment. Hang on. All right. Mel and Steve. Now, if I can get that on the screen. There we go. That should have worked. I think it is important to have it written on the screen.
Yesterday at a debate table, and he agreed to come and do the 3-minute challenge today. Has just watched the footage. Tell me your first thoughts after watching what you just saw.
It was moving. I'm gonna take on board what I've learned so far and just progress it, take baby steps. I thank you for bringing this to my attention because I didn't realize how serious it was.
So you didn't like what you saw, and thank you also for saying, like, thank you for showing me, and I'm grateful for that because I didn't realize the seriousness of it. There's one thing you said. So this is an injustice. Would you agree to the animals?
Yes, I mean, nobody wants to see anyone in harm.
So do you think we should take baby steps? Do you think that's okay for the animals and what they go through to cut back a little bit and have some animals go to slaughter and some not? Or would you say it's best to not send any animals to slaughter, not put any animals through that?
Yes, I mean, what I just want to confirm when I say baby steps, it's me, myself, as Super Beth, in regards to my understanding of what you do. Just take baby steps and take my time, but not in the respect of the animals. No, that needs to stop immediately.
So you mean for your learning,
my own education? Yeah, just,
I understand.
Yes, that's what I meant.
I understand. Say if you were the animals in that position, how urgent would you want to be free and to not be seen as a commodity and put through what happens to them?
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Just immediately.
Immediately.
I'm glad that she drove it home. I think that was smart. Yeah, I think sometimes people are just saying what they think that the activist wants to say. Now, I'm not saying that about this guy because it sounds like he's pretty awesome because he came back. But that was good to drive it home anyway.
ASAP.
100%.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you a hard question now.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm not here to judge you, but
Oh, no.
Do you currently pay for that? And I'm not judging you because I used to pay for it.
Do I pay for it? What do you mean by that?
Basically, what happens to the animals only happens because people with their money are paying for meat, eggs, dairy, fish, leather, wool, animal products.
Okay.
That's the only reason this industries exist. So how are we going to get these industries to not exist?
Education, I think. You've got to educate them.
Yeah, educating people.
I just was reminded while he was talking about the whole, I call this the big, beautiful live stream because they passed that bill today. The Senate did. It has to go back to the House in America. I believe I've only seen like one group talking about the subsidies for animal ag in that bill, but they had highlighted that bill has massive increases for the subsidies for like animal agriculture and that. I don't know why more people aren't talking about it. Maybe it got stripped out. I don't know. I can't follow all the ins and outs of that bill. Like today, Lisa, like I don't want to get political, but today, Lisa Murkowski, who voted for that bill, said afterwards, I hope that the House will put the brakes on this bill and recognize it's not quite ready yet. After voting for the bill, what? She was the deciding vote. Ugh. So anyway, yeah, they're I believe about to massively increase the subsidies. And if you weren't aware, there are already massive subsidies for that. What's up, Dennis? Yes, I am playing Wolfenstein. Yes. Wolfenstein. I only played it once, but I played it for a good long while. But I plan to continue. So I'll probably do that. Also, I saw they released a new Death Stranding, and I never played the first one, and I have the first one for free, so I might play that, but I don't know anything about the game. I don't know if it's fun or what, so. But I see people starting to stream the second one. Now I feel all left behind. It's supposed to be good, so well, maybe I'll do that too. But first, Wolfenstein. Yeah. I like Bloodborne, but I think it's probably frustrating to watch me be frustrated for extended periods of time. Similar to that crap game. Like, I get pissed. I get pissed off when games are annoying me. So, I don't know if y'all noticed that. But, yeah, Bloodborne. Even though when I was playing, I'm sorry for everybody who doesn't care about this shit, by the way. I'll get back to the video in a sec. But even though Bloodborne was kicking my ass, but did I not one-shot that first boss? Yes, I did. Oh, that was epic. That was quite a moment.
People, and then people removing their money from the industry. Because if no one buys like meat, eggs, dairy, fish, leather, wool, then the animals, that won't happen to animals. So you have a direct link. So before, I've not always been vegan my whole life. 26 years, I used to pay for what happens on that screen, and I had no idea. Like you, once I saw what happened, like you, I had so much compassion, and I was like, oh my gosh, I realized they're only in there because of me. And I decided at the moment, I'm not gonna ever let an animal suffer and be killed inside of a slaughterhouse ever again. And that's when I went vegan. So vegan is someone who doesn't pay for that. We don't see animals as commodities, machines. We avoid all animal use. So like you are, yes, I remember you saying you're very much against animal abuse. Do you think you can be against animal abuse if you are directly paying for what you saw on the screen?
Put it this way, I would say anything is possible. What is right and what is wrong, that's up to everyone's opinion.
What do you think is right and wrong?
Yes. Good. Put it back on him. Everybody can decide what's right or wrong. Yeah, that's a way of avoiding.
I think that animals should not be harmed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a full stop.
So are you vegan?
No, I'm not.
No. So at the moment, so this is what we're trying to say to people. If you're not vegan, then you are paying for animals to be harmed for you. And when you know better, you can do better. So now that you've seen what happens to the animals and you now see the seriousness of it, you have the power to not pay for it. Do you think there's any justification for doing that to animals? No.
Is that vehicle with them? That was kind of interesting that it just pulled right up.
You can't harm animals. You can't harm anything really.
Yeah.
There's no.
So you got a vegan heart. You got a vegan heart. All it is now for you as an individual, you just don't pay for animal products. You can just get vegan options instead. I'm going to give you a card. You can look into this. I think you will, and it's been really nice meeting you. If you take this card here, go to this website and type in this code, and watch the first documentary at the top called Dominion. Thank you so much for the chat, and we'll get the message out and save the animals.
Bye-bye.
Awesome.
Nice job. Another job well done by Mel. What did y'all expect? Did you guys have any doubts? If you did, joke's on you. Want to see a game where the mission is to rescue animals? Yeah, Patrick Baboumian is making a game like that, and it's called Uncaged, I think. I think that's right. Uncaged. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to come out on consoles like I play. And it'll come out on Steam for people who play on their computers. Those lowlifes who play on their computers. I'm just kidding. But I've never been able to get into playing on my computer. And I know it goes the other way. There is also a phone game called Steer Madness that you can get on Apple Store or whatever. Android is probably on that too. So you can look up Steer Madness. It'll cost you like, I don't know, at most $5. And it's a fun little vegan game. It's really cool. You're running around as a cow, taking part in like protests and stuff and trying to open vegan restaurants. It's pretty funny. So y'all like show that game some love because it's obviously geared more towards young people. But it's just cool to have that. So yeah, there's that. Also, PETA has put out a bunch of admittedly kind of crappy little video games. Some of them are free though. You can download them. They're on like the PlayStation Store. And I mean, they're okay, but yeah, we definitely need more of a animal rights theme game. I put a clip on my channel of me playing that game White Shadows, and there's a part in that game where you see like they're taking you through a farm. It's like futuristic, and they're taking you through like a pig farm and then a chicken farm, and they show male chicks being macerated, which is wild. I just was not expecting that. So I was streaming that and I made a clip of my face when I saw that, because that blew my mind. I just wasn't expecting to see that depicted in video game form. Last time I played video games was on Super NES. Damn. Yeah. Rainbow Six Siege. Okay. That's cool. But yeah, I mean, so many people play video games, and we're playing all these like intense games where you're sneaking around. Like Patrick's got it right. They like liberating animals from a mink farm in video game form. That's cool. Of course, a lot of people would say you could do that outside of a video game as well. All right. What's next? So just because there's a lot of Arvin content, a lot of Mel and Steve content. So my channels I don't want y'all to think this is super repetitive, but I just look for what's the new video, and it's always like Arvin and Mel putting shit out. So
I'm from a vegetarian family, but I own a pet dog, obviously. So we eat vegetarian.
hang on. Let me change it up the screen. Right. But yeah, I think, it's really underutilized. Video games are what people do when they're young, especially, I don't mean to make generalizations, but especially young men, young boys play video games. It's just how it is. And a lot of women too play them. So it's we are missing opportunities by not having games out there.
Vegetarian food, but we are feeding our dog like pedigree in the form of pedigree and gravies, so he is eating meat. But what can I do instead? But if I'm a vegetarian and I don't want to like promote animal cruelty and all, so how can I like feed my dog in vegetarian things instead of?
I'll definitely answer your question, but before I do that, I want to.
Ooh, Jayesh coming in at number 2. How'd you do that, Jayesh? You must have gotten in there quick, or you're commenting appropriately. I promise, I am not the one handing out these crowns. Yeah, women gaming is increasing. I think that's correct.
Make one statement, that is, if you're a vegetarian who first does not want to contribute to animal cruelty, please be a vegan. It'll be my first statement to you. You have to understand that the dairy industry is just as bad, if not worse, than the meat industry, where the female reproductive cycle is constantly exploited, the organism is abused, the animals are abused terribly there and finally killed. It is no different. So if you first, my message here, and I give lectures, obviously, it's a fair question what you asked, but my message, first of all, is for fellow humans, right? Before we focus on making sure we do not commit in animal cruelty to feed our fellow pet animals, let's first make sure that we ourselves as humans do not take part in the cruelty. The first thing I'll ask you is please consider being a vegan and leaving out dairy and all other animal products from your life. To answer your question, you see, a dog is an omnivorous animal, which has evolved with us for the past 70,000 to 90,000 years. And in this time of evolution, they have eaten human food and kind of changed the digestive system to a certain degree where they can also eat and absorb our food as well to a certain degree. Of course, they are primarily biologically carnivorous creatures, but they too can eat a well-planned, nutritious plant-based diet and do extremely well. If you have a cat, I have no answer for you because cats are.
And guys, I mean, if Mary and Jayesh are, getting number 1 and number 2, I think that everybody else should be asking themselves, what am I doing wrong that I am not being recognized in such a way? And ask yourself, what could I be doing more to help Jeremy's channel? Whether it by smashing that like button, maybe you didn't smash the like button. Maybe you didn't hit subscribe. Maybe you didn't hit the bell notification. Did you not comment on enough of my videos? Did you not make it a priority of yours throughout the day and by the way, that's what you should be doing throughout your day from now on, I think, is, every 30 minutes or so, just make sure, just go log on to YouTube, just make sure that I haven't put anything out on my YouTube that you need to go and boost. And then you also may be recognized with a crown, what looks like a crown that says number 1, number 2. I feel like I was in AAC stream. Yeah, there's number 3. Look, Felix got it. How'd you get it? Steven, I don't know. Like Steven, Vegan Heretic, appeared on my channel. He's been on the channel and did an interview. So why isn't he getting recognized? I don't know. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Vegan Heretic, please do. Great content. That was fun.
100% carnivores. I have no answer for that. For a dog, 100% the answer is slowly move your dog towards a plant-based diet, meaning that do you right now feed them fresh meat or do you feed them these kind of like a branded dog food? What do you feed them?
Like pedigree from that
branded dog food. Okay. So when you're feeding that right now, what you can do is you can also search online on Amazon or Flipkart or any of these online websites where you can search for vegan dog food or even vegetarian dog food. And what you'll find is search for the vegetarian dog food and you can read the ingredients and make sure there is no egg or milk in it.
But it could be a processed food, no? But that is not good and healthy for my dog. And
You're feeding them a processed food already.
veterinarian obviously refused me, like, do not feed these kind of things to your dog. Just he asked me to feed him like raw meat and like that things.
So, of course, I'm not a veterinarian. I'm not a specialist. So obviously, your vet would know more than me. I'm not going to say I know more. But there are also veterinarians on this side of the fence also who are trained vets who say the word is a well-planned plant-based diet can work in favor of dogs. There are many dogs right now who do eat plant-based food. And also, when you make this statement that processed food is bad, I just have to be categorically honest and say that that is simply a false statement, be it for humans or animals. Just because something is natural does not make it better. Just because something is processed does not make it worse. The question is, what is...
I don't know what you mean about a car. What does that mean? You gotta work harder, Dennis. Gotta work harder. Gonna sleep in 10 minutes? See, that's why I hate to say it, but I think that's why you're not getting your crown, Dennis. If you're gonna leave in 10 minutes, chances are I'm still gonna be going. Yes, we can, Felix. Let me finish this video and then we will give that bump.
is the process? What has been processed here to make it bad is the question. And we go in that scenario, that's a different story altogether. My point is that there is, right now, you're saying you're feeding your dog commercial dog food, right? There is commercial vegan dog food. You can try switching to that. Your dog will not immediately eat, by the way. He or she, who is a male or female. What's your dog?
Male.
Male. He is not going to immediately eat what you give him new. You have to first heap most of his bowl of his old food, little bit the new one, and slowly after a few days change more. Only then he will slowly adapt. Because if you put all new food, he's not going to eat at all by any stretch.
And I mean, the trophies only go to vegans, Dennis. So even if you were to somehow game the system and get yourself a trophy / crown, I have to figure out how to rescind it until you go vegan. And then you can wear your crown all day and wear it proudly. And I would even probably bow to you and say, long live the king.
So you can slowly try to train.
If you're into that.
Just make switches. So I will ask you to go online and do some research. Also, you can go online and just type vegan veterinarians, vegan dog food, vegan pets. You can do a whole host of research online. There is a lot of answers for the question you asked. I am not a specialist on this subject because, as I told you, my lecture is for humans. It's not. And again, I told you before, my main request to you would be, before even focusing on your dog, please focus on yourself first. That's all I want to say.
Okay, one more question.
Sure.
Like, pardon me if I'm wrong, but like, you are suggesting us to like leave milk products, dairy products, and all. But I think like during the urbanization, we have left in every houses before, like hundreds of years from now, many houses have a pet like cows, and they are like putting them as their pets, and you know, they like all उनको पेट करते हैं, अच्छे से उनको हेल्प करते हैं, फिर उनकी like they take their milk, and you know, it's like symbiotic relationship, we can say. But during the urbanization, we are leaving the cows like straying. You can see like many of the cows lying on the footpaths, and they do not have even a home, or who will going to feed them? Like, if we are not like having, we can also have like, we instead of straying them as like, we don't like, you know, leaving them, we don't want to eat milk products, we don't have to consume dairy products, don't you think the mess will be more
Okay, I wasn't paying attention to the first part of what she said. I'm sorry, I got distracted. But she's talking about the cows wandering around. So if I have this correct, and maybe I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But as I understand it, they have a lot of cows wandering around, partly because it's illegal to slaughter them in India. So they use them for milk and dairy, and then they let them roam. Just let them. Am I wrong? I could be wrong. I don't. Please don't pretend. I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert on this. But I know that cows are sent to slaughter in like Bangladesh, so they have to do this long journey. And again, I feel like we have to address that. This isn't a less common one, but we have to address this one fairly often. Like, the animals will get too overpopulated. We have them because we're breeding them. Again, we are breeding them so that we can exploit them. So if we stop doing that, no, we won't have this problem. I'm sure he's about to address that.
Okay, good
True.
question.
I need to be mindful too when I pause. Like he had his eyes half closed. I'm sorry to people when I've done that, where I've paused a video in like a not flattering position. I'll try to be more mindful of that.
Question. So the mess would be less. In fact, there wouldn't be a mess at all. And let me explain to you with a proper example. Imagine right now is in this room, there's a tap that's open and water is falling on the ground and flooding everywhere. Okay. The first step everyone will say is there's water, it's a mess, there's water everywhere. Let's take a mop and let's start mopping the floor. We are not turning the tap off, mind you, we're only mopping the floor. We're getting a bigger bucket, pouring the water into that and trying, but this water keeps on coming. Then we're asking, what can we do? Then we're saying, take a bigger mop, bigger bucket. Solution is to turn the tap off.
But it's a self.
You're on the starting squad, Mary, until you break an ankle. You're still a starter. I mean, you're still considered a starter when you've broken your ankle. You just move to the bench at that point and someone else comes in. But yeah, I mean, JS, he's offering you the spot, Dennis. He's offering you the spot. You want to be on the starting squad? Then let's go vegan. Let's go vegan.
Fish world. We can't like in a day snap, or we cannot change the world in a snap of 1 or 2 days, but we can find them bigger solutions in a like
no, but my
different
question
modes.
to you is, when a tap is open, would you search for a bigger bucket each time, or would you close the tap?
I'll close the tap.
Close the tap. Right now, you are saying there are animals already on the streets. If we become vegan, there'll be more animals in the street. So I'll explain to you why it's the exact opposite. Right now, there are so many animals existing because we humans breed them into existence. Understand that no cow or pig or chicken, even chickens right now, are not naturally allowed to mate in these farms. They're all segregated and kept based on gender. And then when we want them to give birth, because understand that each animal born has a barcode and tag put on it, it is money, right? So we only make sure, okay, today I want another 10 chickens to be born. So I will now make 10 chickens give birth. That's how we control the reproductive cycle.
But we can do it to make in a natural process or natural
Let me
way.
finish. What I'm saying is, so right now, the meat, dairy, and egg industry forcefully make animals pregnant to bring more animals because we need more animals to meet the demand, right? These animals have no space. They're being dumped right now. If we close the tap, which means we ended breeding, there will no longer be any new animals to come onto the streets. And which ones are there here right now, the remaining ones, we can take them and put them in a shelter. But how can we talk about taking and putting them in a shelter if we refuse to acknowledge the fact that the tap is open? Tap is open is equal to the fact that breeding is constantly happening. So as long as saying that we have to find a solution to this without saying you first want to end breeding, is like saying get a bigger bucket and mop instead of closing the tap. You have to first close the solution and then see, okay, mess is here, now what can we do? But if you're just trying to find a solution for this, while you're doing that, more is going to just keep coming and coming and coming. And that breeding is happening because people consume meat, dairy, eggs, and honey. If more people are vegan, less breeding would happen, less animals would be born into the world to suffer. Do you get the point I'm trying to make? The system, how it works. Now, your statement you made was, you said, but why can't we find a way, a middle ground? What is that you said right now? Something...
Sorry?
You made a statement right now in between. You said, like, why can't we do it in a way where it is different? What did you say exactly?
I was thinking like we can like do in a like proper like in a good way so that we can keep animals and we can like have a symbiotic relationships with, you know, for like we can also, if we are giving a home to a cow and we are getting milk, so it's like she's also getting care now. So I was
So
talking
there's a
about
point with that. What I'd argue is that we have to, first of all, we think that we are being helpful to them, and therefore now, since I'm being helpful to them, I have the right to use her body for whatever I want.
Right.
That is the point you're making.
Not exactly.
Then
But
without using her body, how do you get milk though?
but yes.
My point is, does it? If we are supposed, if you the word you used was, why can't we do it in a better way, a good way? But does good equal to me now? Say there's a child here, okay, who is orphaned on the streets. I can take him or her home, and I'm saying I'm putting you under a roof right now. Makes me a good person. Now.
Good night, Dennis. Thanks for being here. Work on that crown. Lewis just stole third place. How did that happen? What's up, Lewis? Nice to see you. I see you all over the place, Lewis. I appreciate that you support all these channels. Arvin does rock. That's the link to the video, by the way, guys, so you can Give Arvin some love. Not quite done yet. How'd you get it? I don't understand the crown thing yet. It seems to have a mind of its own. It's a new thing. Maybe it's like in beta, you know, and they haven't quite figured it out yet.
Wash my dishes, do my clothes, make me food. Why? It's a symbiotic relationship.
It's really good though. Like it's going to make you all compete for being the best chatter. And that can only bode well for streamers.
Symbiotic or is it parasitic?
No,
It's
very
parasitic. Understand that again, what's happened is that the way we view animals is that we view them as so low. This is not your fault. Or I'm not trying to by any means blame you. Don't take it that way. I'm just saying that.
But just real quick, like, you know, Felix, you shouldn't take that shit. What happened? Get it back. Don't let Lewis one up you. Now you have to make more comments and I guess support more vegan channels and like more video. I don't know how it works. And then Lewis, and then don't take that shit from Felix. Lewis, don't you take that shit from you go out and like more videos.
This is what society has taught us. Cow means she exists for milk. No. Cow exists on earth just like how any other living organism exists on earth. They just exist, not for us humans. We cannot say we are doing some favor for them and therefore now we have control over their body. That is sick and wrong. So I want to state that there is no right way to do the wrong thing. What I'm saying might sound crazy to you. Okay, you might think this guy is crazy. No one's ever going to listen to him. And okay, fine, you're free to have the opinion. Anyone can have that opinion. But all I'm asking is what I'm saying logically incorrect or correct? That's all I want to know.
Logically correct.
Correct only. And I understand society make time to understand, but we can be a part of the side of justice by first choosing to change ourselves, like your sir asked. We can change ourselves first, then we can help educate other people who are also open-minded. I understand it's not easy. It's going to take a long time, but let's work towards it because right now you saw the video. You saw it or you closed your eyes in the video?
Yes, sir.
It's horrible. It's absolutely unbelievable and it's happening right now as we're speaking. We have to make the stop. We have to end this violence for animals. And the only way is by us choosing to be vegan and helping make the society also a vegan society. That's my answer.
Nice job, Arvind. By the way, all these videos from Arvind, I believe, are archive videos because he had put a post saying that he was going to shift his activism to doing other things other than these university lectures. And you can see he's putting them out like 2 a week. So he's got a ton of unreleased material. All right. Felix has sent us a video. And let me go ahead and link it. I already see an issue with this video, and that's that there's 18 subscribers. So we are going to get that up. We are going to get that up. I'm going to start by dropping the link again. And then I'll start. Subscribe. There you go. 19 right there. Like, we already know we're going to like it. This is a Felix video or a video that Felix recommended. We know it's going to be good. So we already trust Felix enough. Even though he's not number 3, he's probably number 4. You know, I trust number 4. I trust number 4. All right. And this is, let me make sure it's on the screen too. JV out of Montreal. JV. He's on, look. He's saying he's on the JV squad. Let's get him to varsity, guys. Let's get him to varsity. Let's see if he's ready for varsity.
I know.
What do you think we're showing?
22 seconds.
You're showing the truth.
Aha! That's exactly right. We are called the
I mean, I'm still picking my squad. I've got number 1, number 2, number 3. I still got 2 more spots. So let's see if JV can make it onto our varsity squad.
Cube of Truth.
Okay.
I can look because I will just start crying. So.
What about you?
You know, Mary, Lewis, and Jayesh. Mary, Jayesh, Lewis. That's my top 3. Pretty sure Felix is hanging on at number 4. Who's going to be number 5?
Understand?
By the way, I love all of you. Steven's here. Steven didn't get recognized even though he appeared on my channel. That's ridiculous. Kane had the crown and then someone stole it from him. But you know what? I feel like, maybe Kane took his eye off the ball. He took his eye off the crown and it let someone else go in there and sneak it away from him. Which, who can you blame?
I can understand. It's the production of meat.
Yeah, meat, dairy, eggs, for the whole animal exploitation.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Not comfortable.
Not comfortable. You too? I can see it. Okay.
I mean, I don't.
Okay.
Meat, I don't.
So do you think animals deserve respect? And
Of course they do.
No, they
do you think we can truly respect them while still buying for eggs, meat, dairy, fur, leather?
Well, we don't buy a lot of that.
A lot or at all?
Well, we don't. We buy eggs. And,
From a local farmer, I think that there's a subtle difference, but it's still.
I relate with you. I used to honestly think eggs and milk is innocent. And then the key point would be to switch perspective, like you are the victim. And you can even imagine it's not just animals, like any other injustice, racism, women beating, child abuse, etc. So when you can switch yourself and think you're the victim, and then you understand that. So I ask you both: would you want me to be your local farmer, or would you want me to be a factory farm, which was what we're showing, or what's the third option that you would rather I offer you?
Well, you offer us, without a world free of that.
Freedom, exactly. So do you agree? I mean, what do you think?
We're not watching it.
No, but I mean, do you assume animals would want this third option too? Yeah.
Well, no, the third option. Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, certainly.
So when you get this point, that's when you take the decision to be vegan. And vegan is not diet because the diet is plant-based. Vegan is this feeling you're feeling right now. You channel it with your actions because the action is more important than the values. And I mean, you have the values, but I mean, if you don't align them with the actions,
how you live.
yeah. So I mean, if I say I am against wife beating, but I beat my wife at home, that would make me a hypocrite. Exactly. And that means I do see the intention of, I am against that. I can't watch that. It's uncomfortable. But this hypocrisy, this balance is
when I could no longer kill my own chicken, I started eating tofu.
Sure.
Raising chickens and having cows right here in the field. So it's different.
Well, we're walking to vegan dinner right now.
Okay, so.
Hey, vegan dinner already? Nice. Felix, whoa. He got pissed. I pissed Felix off. I told Felix not to take this shit any longer. He was supposed to go after Lewis, but he went after Jayesh. I don't know what happened. Jayesh, what happened, Jayesh? What happened? Are you number 4 now? I don't get it. Or is Steven number 4? These are wild swings now. Now they're wild swings. I don't know what to believe.
So in a way, you're already.
By the way, we already know what's going to happen, and that's awesome. Couple goes vegan on the spot.
Vegan in the heart.
I am vegan.
Yeah.
And
eggs are about our only sin.
Okay.
Yeah, and eggs are from small farms.
Okay. So, but when I told you about this aspect of the local farmer, remember I told you if we are the chickens, we picked freedom. So that's how to see it. There's no other way to see it, unfortunately. And also think about it: the taste pleasure that we get from eggs. is it justifiable for what they're going through?
Yep.
And
I agree.
and also, could we find a vegan alternative? I mean, sorry, plant-based. For example, tofu scrambled. Did you try scrambling down? Or even Copper Branch has like fake, I mean, faux eggs. Okay.
That's what we're searching for.
Do you want me to give you two cards?
They were easy, weren't they? They were just easy. They're like, yeah, we get it. We get it.
Which represents the, so here. So AV is anonymous for the voiceless. Anonymous is the mask because like the rebellion, changing the world to make it.
I wish they were all this easy, you know? Yeah, maybe you jumped Mary, JS. You went to 0. And that's higher. Oh, Mary, did you get leapfrogged? Whoa. JS. Lewis is clinging on to number 3, though. Now, is that good enough, though, Lewis? You know, are you satisfied with that? Are you satisfied with bronze when you could have gold or even silver?
It's a nice place instead of this hell. Voiceless.
I have a question. What am I? What am I? Let me type something. What am I? Oh, I'm just in yellow. I don't have a crown. It's bullshit. That's bullshit. I should have the crown.
Because they don't have a voice. And if they had the voice, they would say, please, I want to be free, please, right? And how fast? That's an important question. If we are the victims, how fast do we want to be free? How fast do we want people to become vegan? Or do we want to let them think about it and reduce? Because many times we can be confused with welfareism or quantity reducing. But again, we switch, we are the animals. Do we want people to abuse us less? Can we be less racist? It's either we're racist or not. Can we abuse, you know? So yeah, and Cube of Truth is the name of the Cube of Truth, and these are, I gave you the resources, like this is the documentary, the full documentary. And I believe in you, honestly. I can see, I'm glad to see the emotions and all, and we all made it. We can make it. Do the right thing.
Thank you for doing it.
JV, you are no longer JV in my eyes. You are straight up varsity. Well done, sir. Well done. Okay, so if, you know, that was a great conversation. I'm going to state the obvious here just to be mildly helpful, I guess. But he already knows this. I know he knows this. But obviously a better angle would work nicer visually. He knows that already. This is like probably one of his early videos. And the sound was good though. So anyway, let's take a look. Red pill, green pill. Okay, that's in French. Okay, this is great. He's doing multiple languages. Let's see if there's any more English. Looks like maybe subtitles for that one. Okay. This will especially be good if you speak French or Arabic. We just got him 3 more subs, guys. That's awesome. Let's see if this is English.
Today I want to do an AV outreach through this YouTube short. So first question is, how do you feel about animal exploitation? How are you against it or with it? And hopefully you'll say you are against animal exploitation. Next follow-up question is, do you think you can truly be against it while still consuming, paying, and demanding for animal flesh, animal secretion like eggs and dairy? And if you are honest and not in the defensive mode, you'll say, no, it's impossible. It's a contradiction. And then I'll ask you, what do you think is the solution then to this contradiction? And then you'll tell me vegetarian. I'll say no, because vegetarians are paying for the murder and for just YouTube dairy is scary. Just do a YouTube search about the dairy and the egg industry, or even better, watch the Dominion documentary narrated by Joaquin Phoenix and his wife Rooney Mara. Lovely two people. And then you'll understand why all animal exploitation industries are wrong. And actually, you don't even need to watch all these. Just ask.
And by the way, if y'all don't know this, I just learned this recently too. But subbing to a channel when they're starting out is more, it's not just about, you know, making them feel good, but apparently if you get up to 50 subscribers, that's the threshold for being able to go live, which doing outreach live is how a lot of people like James of Vegan Sign Guy, how Chip, Mel and Steve, and all these content creators get thousands and thousands of views is when they go live. So the sooner we get him to 50, the sooner, if he wants to, he'll be able to go live. So let's make sure we get him that bump. Elwood dog meat.
Yeah, we are vegan and we are showing people like dog, cow, pig, sheep, I don't know, duck.
Okay.
Same.
Yes.
This is our message. We tell everyone love.
Yes.
I love you, I love you, I love you.
Everything.
No, if I love you, I don't kill you. Yeah, we are vegan and we are showing people.
So they were handing out the vegan fake dog meat, Elwood's organic dog meat, to get people thinking. Yeah. Thanks for the recommendation, Felix. Really appreciate especially recommendations like this for like new channels, because that's where we can actually really have an impact in helping out new channels. I mean, obviously we can help out Arvin too, but Arvin's got hundreds of thousands. So we can give him a bump, but he's already had lots of bumps. He's really bumpy. All right. But JV, he's looking for those first few bumps. He's not super bumpy yet. He needs to be. He needs to be like he got chicken pox. All right. What's next? Okay. I pulled up, I know it's the same. I know it's the same topic, but I wanted to see how L handled, Vegan Gaze handled the rock climber. So let's check that out. I'm sorry. And if y'all object to doing this, just let me know. But I like watching Vegan Gaze. So let's put that up on the screen. Nice. Thank you for that was because of you, Felix. So yeah, when y'all come across, I mean, this is obviously someone who volunteers with Felix, but even if y'all come across a channel that could use a little bump, Send them my way.
Vegan challenge video, and let's get through this quickly because oh my god, it's hot in here. So when I saw that David Rams had posted a video on someone I know called Magnus, I was intrigued. Magnus, if you don't know, is one of the most popular YouTubers for the rock climbing realm.
Is he really? Really? Why? He's so full of shit. I guess, like, it just doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. Character just doesn't matter anymore.
I was getting into rock climbing, enjoyed it despite my fear of heights. So I've watched a few of Magnus's videos and he's a cool guy. Unfortunately though, I do
No. I don't think he's a cool guy, Elle.
have problems with the video that he made. So I'm going to go through them today. Firstly, he begins this by saying this could be one of the hardest challenges he's ever done.
I've done a lot of crazy things for this channel.
Just to remind y'all, like in the beginning, he said, I'm going to do this right so the vegans can't say I didn't do this right. So he already had an agenda at the beginning of the quote unquote challenge, or staged event, as we should probably call it.
But this might be the hardest yet.
Now, I think YouTubers, you know, you're primed to kind of dramatize everything so that people want to watch. It's really annoying to do, and it's kind of annoying to watch for myself because then you don't really get an honest viewpoint of the person. Like, does he genuinely think that going vegan, or let's be real, he's not going vegan, he's doing a plant-based diet for 30 days, but we'll go through that in a little bit. Does he really think going plant-based for 30 days is like one of the hardest things he's going to ever do? Probably not, because he does say that he has a load of vegan friends who are climbers and they're really good at what they do.
I mean, it's early, but I think this is going to be pretty easy. I have a lot of vegan friends who are also climbers, strong climbers. They've been vegan for years. How hard can it be?
I mean, so what's wrong with you? Then, like, I mean, how do you even explain your dumbass video? I'm just weak? I'm just a weak bitch? What is it? Apparently, other people have known you because apparently you're good at climbing. I never knew you until you made this stupid video. But if you're a good climber, I would think you're fairly strong. That's why this video is full of shit. It's just not real. The video is not real.
So you would think rather honestly, it might be somewhere in the middle where, you know, he's heard all these things about veganism being so hard, but then he's observed people literally being absolutely fine, having really good athletic performance. I don't know if you've ever attempted to rock climb, but it's a really hard thing to do. You can feel your forearms burning within like 30 minutes. You need a lot of strength, you need a lot of endurance. It's not an easy feat, yet he's observed vegans like thriving on it. And I know I'm only at the beginning of the video picking apart things already, but he does say, oh, veganism, that means no meat, no eggs, no cheese. Now, while that's accurate to a degree, no dairy cheese, no, you know, eggs from a hen, no meat that's the flesh of an animal. You know, you can have vegan versions of this, you know, so while it's kind of true, it's important to point out that there isn't this loss of variation when you go vegan. So I started off this video talking about, you know, the dramatization, talking about how this could be like one of the toughest challenges he's ever done. And I don't actually know whether he thinks that, but if he does, like, let's be real, that is giving far too much credit to vegans. We don't like lose our minds. We don't like solve the Da Vinci Code in order to just leave animals alone, to not pay for their exploitation or not.
Well, we do. I mean, we're extraordinary. I mean, everybody here in this chat, you know, we're kind of extraordinary people, right? We solved the code. Yeah, exactly, Lewis. Yeah. Which, you know, I mean, it is an important distinction. We knew he was going for a vegan diet, but yeah. Right, Felix, why couldn't he just have asked them And yes, Mary, I think it's accurate. I think it's accurate, and that's why I said it. I would never say something that's inaccurate. Never. I take very seriously the words that come out of my mouth. I don't say it lightly. I've carefully evaluated his video. I've run calculations. I've done the Da Vinci Code thing in my head. And it all amounted to weak bitch. So that's after careful analysis.
Directly exploit them ourselves.
And by careful analysis, I watched Richard react to it and David react to it, and now 3 minutes of Elle react to it.
Leads to a lot of confusion about how he actually feels. 1 minute he feels absolutely great. 1 minute he feels absolutely awful. And the awfulness is dramatized. It's like he's, oh, I feel like I'm going to pass out and everything like that. It just all seems a bit bizarre. Like, how do you actually feel?
I feel I have more blood flow, like the blood is flowing better in my body. The crazy thing is, I don't understand how or why I feel so tired, because
I feel like I have better blood flow. Like the blood is flowing better in my body. I have never. What is he talking about? What does that mean? Is he talking about erections? Because like that's when you would know. Because I mean, I don't understand that, like that sensation. Like, oh wow, I feel the blood just flowing through my arm really well right now. It's not a sensation that I have.
my sleep is better than ever.
But if you guys have seen Game Changers, they measured guys' erections while they slept after eating plant-based. And yes, it was bigger, harder, more erections, longer lasting. Just saying. Just saying. I'm sure that was a very, very scientific, very definitive study.
I think I'm
No, and they acknowledged in the film, like, this is just kind of 3 dudes. But yeah, still.
just gonna quit this session. There's no point when I'm feeling like this. I just feel like weak and miserable.
Only on Tuesdays, Lewis?
Oh man, today I'm really struggling.
From my understanding, you're not really going to see effects this quickly.
Yes.
You know, people talk about suddenly being vegan or suddenly not being vegan, and then these miraculous things happen to their bodies. But the only
And I'm sure that Mary could tell you that her erections probably feel very much a lot bigger, stronger, and more frequent.
thing that's going to happen vegan, you know, people talk about suddenly being vegan or suddenly not being vegan, and then these miraculous things happen to their bodies. But the only thing that's going to have a real effect quite quickly, but from what I understand, you know, doing something like eating in a caloric deficit, which it seems like Magnus might be doing, that's going to mess you up quite quickly. I don't know if you've ever eaten in a caloric deficit, but very quickly you feel grumpy, you feel fatigued, you lose muscle mass, you lose fat, you lose weight generally. All these things happen when you eat in a caloric deficit. But to my understanding, there's no magical component in the flesh of animals or their secretions that would mean suddenly you feel really great. But again, he, you know, talks about all these health benefits that he has as a result of, you know, eating plant-based. And again, we can't.
Over 8,000 men have permanently broken free from the P word by watching one single video training that you can actually watch by clicking the link below. But I want to give you 2 reasons why you should not watch that video right now. Number 1 is it's going to start a journey into arguably the hardest thing that you've ever done in your entire life, because that video training is going to cause you to face all of your darkness and all of your pain in the face and move into it to
say, oh,
Y'all, I've never seen that ad before. I swear YouTube was listening to us talking about boners. They were listening. And then they played that ad. Never saw that ad before. Went vegan in 1991, Lewis, but I don't really count the years. It's a pretty long time. Extraordinary erections. That's right, Mary.
that's the plant-based diet, because these are merely anecdotes and it's very short term that he's doing this. But it won't take a dietetics expert to tell you that if you eat less calories, you're going to have certain outcomes like feeling fatigued, not having enough energy, because calories are literally energy. The drama of all of this
creepy thing happened also just the other day. Friends of mine gave me a t-shirt. All right. Gave me a t-shirt. Had a dog on the t-shirt. Bunch of photos of the dog. All right. I'm sitting in the restaurant that they gave me the t-shirt in. And the bartender says, Jeremy, look at my phone right now. She shows me an ad on her phone that shows almost identical t-shirt company as what I was just handed, with just different dogs on it. How creepy is that? I swear I'm not making that up. You couldn't make that up. It's too detailed. I went into detail on that. Lewis went vegan 3.5 months ago. No, he went vegan in 91. In 91. No, I know what you're saying. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's a long-term vegan right there, Lewis. You are a long-term vegan. Yeah, that was just weird because like you never see that. It was a unique shirt.
is kind of exhausting, you know, as someone who is vegan. I've been vegan for 11 years. It's not something, you know, I have to do Mount Everest every day to do. It's just not seeing animals as commodities. It's not this challenge. And he seems to see it that way because, you know, at the end, he's like, oh, you know, let me know if I do the carnivore diet. It's just like, oh my God.
If you want to see me do similar experiment to this in the future, maybe a carnivore diet, please comment below.
It's also good to note that he
What
understands
a loser.
that there might be backlash when he's doing this, and we'll talk about the comment section in a little bit. But yeah, of course there's going to be a bit of backlash because it's not a diet to
She's going to show us the comments. I'm excited.
begin with. It's a principled stance against the exploitation of animals. We're talking about animals' rights being violated perpetually in this like absolutely incomprehensible scale, and then people make challenges out of it, not actually even taking the time to consider why it exists in the first place or who it's even for. So you can see why that might be something that's going to
in their eyes, it's similar to the carnivore diet, which why does that exist? There's no ethical reason for that. That's just some bullshit. So in their views, it's just a diet. It's just a different thing you try a different form of health.
a bit backlash. What's weird about what he decides to eat is that, yeah, I'm surprised he has these friends, but then he doesn't know where to begin. He says at the end, oh yeah, I started this off eating really like healthily. No, you didn't.
In the beginning, I ate really healthy, but then gradually I started eating more like processed foods. I know there's a term called fat vegan, and I feel like I can relate a little bit to that. That I seemed a little bit grumpy yesterday. I did not notice it, but I'm pretty sure she's right. They ripped me off. What the hell?
I enjoy going to the gym, and if I was to take it more seriously, which I would like to at some point, but clearly I don't really want it that much because I'm
It's like we're the same person, L, in different bodies.
not doing it. Then I would have to be way more mindful about my macronutrients, you know, my micro.
I like vegan gays a lot. So in a way, I'm proud to be like her, but I don't wish we were the same in that regard. I wish I was more disciplined when it came to going to the gym. Yeah, they're unsettling for sure. Did I scare you, Mary? Inspiring vegan stories. Yeah, go back and watch Inspiring Vegan Stories, and I do a dramatic reading of Mary's story. You want to hear the story now, J. Ash? Well, if we're going to do the story, J. Ash, we'll have to have some dramatic music. So let's just get to the end of Vegan Gaze's video, and then I'll do it from memory.
Macronutrients and everything like that as well. I would have to be
I'll do
more
it from
mindful of that.
memory.
If I were competing at the level Magnus does, his level of athletic performance, and you know, he's a rock climber who is very well renowned. He's literally done, I forget what it's called, the climbing like on mountains where you could die. He's done videos like that, and he's like free climbing, something like that. And I couldn't even watch. You know, he's at such a high level. He's gonna need to be eating more nutritious food than this, and it's not really a shock that yeah, you eat junk, you kind of feel like a piece of garbage. One thing I'd like to clear up, and yeah, again, like people get annoyed at vegans saying this, but it is very important that we understand that veganism isn't a diet. It's an ethical stance against the exploitation of animals. Otherwise, like it's like a category error in a way, because it's like, how do you explain a vegan stance against consuming leather, you know, the skin of animals, or you know, not purchasing animal tested ingredients? How would that be even explained? You know, if you are going to say that veganism is a diet. So saying the vegan diet.
I was trying to see if they were spying on us, but that was a weird one. I don't even know what that was.
It just hurts. Please stop it. It
Yeah.
feeds into the idea that it's some sort of trend, that it's this, you know, fad that you can pick up.
I'm gonna do it.
You know, diets are temporary. You know, veganism is not to be temporary. You know, temporarily, I'm gonna stop paying
Oh
for
man,
animals to be shot.
Steven hits the gym regularly, from what I understand. So yeah. Y'all seen Steven? I don't mean to comment on people's bodies, but in this case, it's, you know, it's positive. So I feel like sometimes when you're commenting on someone's body and it's a positive way, it's okay. But Steven, you got some arms. Those are good. You know, I've seen you do your AV cubes out there with wearing a tank top. Steven's in good shape.
In the head. Oh, very lovely. The animals.
But I feel like you got to be careful with commenting on people's bodies, even in a positive way, because it can be a little, well, especially if you're doing that towards women, I think it can be a little more dicey. But if you're doing it, it's probably okay. Is it okay, Steven? You're here. Are we good? I think it's okay. I just want to be sensitive. That's all.
Are really going to appreciate that temporary cease from their exploitation. But interestingly, the comment section was full to the brim of animal rights activists, vegans, talking about their disappointment in the kind of misunderstanding of what veganism even is to begin with. And
you have that reputation, Steven, that nothing bothers you. You know, our mutual friends, we were talking about you just the other day, actually, and they were saying, yeah, like nothing upsets that guy. Like nothing. He's always smiling. And I have found that to be the case. What's up, Alicia?
You know, the issue.
Yes, Steven is vegan heretic. Are you sub to vegan heretic, Lewis? If not, make sure you do.
With not eating enough, things like that. Simnet Nutrition says, I'm disappointed we didn't get to see much of what he actually ate so we can make an assessment on why he got the result.
Yeah, and I mean, okay. Since his whole channel is about the way he looks, so in channels like that, it's okay. I mean, look how jacked he is. He's vegan. I'm disappointed we didn't get to see much of what he actually ate so we can make an assessment on why he got the results he did. Because he made it up, Simnet. He didn't do it. He made the whole thing up. It was a staged clickbait video just for views. That's all it was. After being vegan for over 15 years and putting on a significant amount of size and strength, I know my results are different than his. Maybe he should have reached out to me and I could have shown him what to do. Exactly. And as David or even someone in my, I think Felix in my chat pointed out, how hard would that have been to reach out to his buddies?
results
Not
he
hard.
did after being vegan over 15 years and putting on a significant amount of size and strength. I know my results are different than his. Maybe he should have reached out to me and I could have shown him what to do. This is what's confusing because Magnus continually collaborates with people. He could have collaborated with a well-known vegan bodybuilder. You know, he always does this. He does videos where he tries to get
Or one of his vegan climber buddies. That would have been great. Then we could have gotten introduced to a vegan climber too. That would have been cool.
bodybuilder or a calisthenics expert to rock climb and see what they do. He'll even do their challenges. Why didn't he do it that way? It really just comes across as, I've run out of videos to do. Let me just do this challenge. You know, people like the vegan challenge where you start feeling weak. It just feels very kind of like, how do I make a monotonous script done over and over again, doing the results that people want to see? Because I think people want to see ultimately that there's something missing if you're vegan. And I really like Magnus, but yeah, it just comes across that way. It's probably more to be said.
He must have hella good videos besides this one for Elle to say, I like him. And I think David did too. So yeah, I don't know the guy. I don't like him. Magnus, I do not like you.
Said, but I am roasting.
He said veganism was expensive. If you're low income, you know to work within your budget. Just a little bit of research would help you. Exactly. Just Google it. Generally, higher protein items, plant-based or not, are more expensive, but it doesn't need to be pricey. Well, all food is now pathetically pricey, but that's another topic that I won't rage about.
I'll leave it there. Let me know what you thought down below. Thank you to everyone who left a supportive comment over there, just educating people who will watch this video and maybe be kind of talked into the idea that, oh yeah, veganism, yeah, it's just not good, especially, you know, if you're an athlete, you know, if you want to be high performing, you need to eat good. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash like on this.
I mean, I mention him all the time. Novak Djokovic, plant-based, vegan. I don't know what to call it. He's vegan, okay, and he was in playing Wimbledon today in the 95-degree heat. Had like some kind of like stomach issue, plowed through it, got through his match just like that. And yeah. So yeah. Greatest tennis player of all time, by the way. So I think you can do it. I think you can do it. Ooh, Jay Ash coming from behind with the crown getting. Isn't there something? Oh, yeah, we were going to do Mary's story again. Okay, so in order to do Mary's story, we got to have the hero music. So let's find that. And this time I'll actually put it on the screen. And this time we're going to test it first, okay? We're going to test it. Hero music, no copyright. Okay, this time you guys tell me if you can hear it and hear me. Wait. Okay. Share this tab. Here we go. I think we've already tried these. Okay. It was. Okay. How's this sound? You can hear the music. You can hear me. Does that sound right? Can you hear both? And is it appropriately matched? That's not the right one, by the way. That won't work. That might be good. That might do it. I know. Yeah, he had stomach issues because he's vegan. Right, Lewis? I know. Not because it was 95 degrees and everybody was dying out there, including people in the audience who had to be like helped out on stretchers and shit while these guys are like running around for like 4 hours. Okay, good. Appropriately dramatic. All right, I'm going to do this from memory. So I've got 2.5 minutes to tell Mary's story. All right. This is Mary's vegan story. Is that too loud? Well, might have been 2 years ago. Looking back in my history logs, it might have been 2 years ago. Came across this channel. It goes by Aaron P. Well, y'all don't know Aaron P? Well, then you probably don't follow Vegan Games, because Aaron P's a regular in Vegan Games' streams. Well, anyway, Aaron P's got a channel where he games. And he's got a community. And I'm part of that community. And Mary's part of that community. And day after day, night after night, we go in there and we encourage Aaron to complete his missions in the games that he plays. Oftentimes it's power simulator, cleaning, whatever it is, power wash simulator. Lately, he's doing a lot of power wash simulator lately, but before it was better games that were more interesting. I'm sorry, Aaron, I don't like that game, but I love hanging with you. But that game's boring. Anyway, time goes by, and Mary hasn't seen me in a while. Well, because I have a different name. You see, before I went by my initials, but now I go by my name, as you guys can see. Well, one day, I was watching some, sorry, we need to back up. I know we're going to need more time for this. One day, I was watching some Piers Morgan. He was talking to Joey Carbstrong. He said, "What about the bees, Joey? What about the bees?" And Joey, he was ready for that. Well, he brought out all these charts. He knew all about the bees, okay? He knew all about how many bees die when you grow avocados and what it's caused by. Piers didn't know, but Piers always thinks he can get us with the what about the bees, though. So I thought, you know what? I'll go a step further. I'll do what Joey didn't do, what all those people didn't do. I will become a bee. I will be a bee. And then I'll know what it's like to be a bee. I will talk to everybody about what it's like to be a bee. And then I will go on Piers Morgan and I'll say, when he brings up, what about the bees? I'll say, well, Piers, have you ever played a bee simulator? Have you done it? Because I'm kind of an expert now. Okay, anyway, I'm rambling. Long story short, I was playing Bee Simulator on my stream. Who shows up but someone named Mary? And I said, hey, are you that Mary that used to hang out with Aaron P? By the way, I need to just make sure that y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? I just feel like the music's very loud. Okay, anyway. Y'all can hear me? Mid-story, I know. Mid-story. How's it? Okay. Yeah, he is. Okay, audio. Okay, good. I said, Mary, are you that Mary from Aaron P's stream? Because you kind of talk like Mary from Aaron P's stream. She said, no. I don't know why she said no, but she said no. Still perplexes me. And that's the end of the story. Apparently, because the music ended. So that was Mary's vegan story.
Want to know the secret of authentic content that performs everywhere, not just
Y'all like
social?
the story?
Let's be real.
No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's go to the next song. Well, time goes by. I'm still buzzing around. I think. Was it still? Might have been later. Anyway, I completed one playthrough of Bee Simulator. I'm now a full-blown expert in beat 'em. Part B, you might say. buzzing around, a busy bee as I was, doing another stream, I believe. And who shows up but Mary? Yes, Mary was back. And she said, Jeremy, that time before when I said I wasn't from Aaron P. Stream, I am the Mary from Aaron P. Stream. She found the courage to say it. And I hope this music conveys the amount of courage that she mustered in that moment to say, yes, I am the Mary from Aaron P. Stream. Fast forward, months later. I'm doing a stream again. I'm asking people their vegan story. Mary says, hey, Jeremy, I'm vegan now. I said, what? I don't remember what I said. I said, really? I might have said, holy shit. I might have said, what the fuck? I don't know what I said. But Mary said, because of you, Jeremy, and saying the thing that no one told me before, I went and watched Dominion. Yes, watched Dominion. And since that moment, Mary speaking. And all you can do is just picture Mary running through a meadow, right? That's what I'm picturing. Mary's running through a meadow, petting little foxes. Deer are running up to her, giving her hugs because she's vegan now. All the animals of the forest are there with her to thank her. Mary, thank you for going vegan. Mary, you're our hero. And I'm sure you all can attest that the heroism that this music conveys is similar to your story. Perhaps you have a heroic story of when you went vegan and became the person you were meant to be, destined to be, the hero that the world needed. That was you. You've been watching hero movies all your life, not realizing you were supposed to be the hero all along. The hero was you all along. Now let's all reflect on that as the music quiets down. Bit of sadness as we think about how long it took us. We all wish we'd done it sooner. But we did it. And that's the point. All right. Well done, Mary. All right, that's the story. My channel is so ridiculous, by the way. Tears of joy. Yeah, I was weeping. It's a good thing I had this brim, to hide my raw emotions. Okay. That was off the top of my head. That was from memory. So cut me some slack. I know that wasn't my greatest telling. My going vegan story is embedded in the lengthy interview you did with Vegan Foot Soldier 3 years ago. Oh, well, Lewis, I believe you're going to need to link us that video. So I'm going to mod you so that you can give us the link. But wait, I got to tell your story. Here, let me give you a mod status. Just don't tell Isaac. All right, don't tell Isaac this is happening. Some of y'all understand what that means. Standard moderator. Lewis, you're modded. All right. Let's check this out. Vegan Foot Soldier has never appeared on this channel before. So if y'all don't know Vegan Foot Soldier, he's always wearing this mask. Don't know why, but that's his thing. Oh wait, I didn't change the screen, did I? What does it say? Vegan gays. Still says vegan gays. All right. Louis Ghetto. Exactly. Felix, he could have had that moment. But he's an idiot, you know? Lewis's vegan story. Put that on the screen. So if this is a lengthy interview, we won't watch the whole thing. But let's check out a little bit of it.
For doing an interview.
Vegan Foot Soldier.
Been wanting to get you on for ages.
Lewis.
Well, you know, I think it's a good series. I've enjoyed the first, 3 installments already.
Cool.
Unless I missed one that you uploaded recently, but I think they've
It's our
all been
friend Lou.
great. You know, I look forward to having this little chat.
Cool, man. Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
I'm concerned though, because Lewis, I don't know when this was filmed here, but Lewis has been vegan since 1991, which means he's probably not doing too well, according to Magnus, right? He's probably so weak by now.
Yeah, so with our other guests, we were mainly talking about the sort of social aspect and what people eat and stuff like that. But with you, you've done such a lot of activism that it would be a real shame to focus too long on those sort of like normal discussions about veganism. And I'm just super interested in your activism, and I want to like dive right into talking about your pretty interesting career as a vegan activist. And but why don't we just start off just to get it out the way? Like, how long have you been vegan and what do you eat? And then we'll get into the activism after that.
Yeah. So I guess this spring, probably end of May, it will be 28 years.
Cool.
28 years vegan. And so I did go to vegetarian first. And it's sort of an interesting story. I mean, it's probably not unique. Maybe it's a bit kind of common. I've heard similar stories. But for me, I was dating a woman, Japanese woman. She was a few years older than I, and
It's always the women, eh? Just like me. If you don't know my story, Lewis, it was a beautiful woman sitting at the bar that I approached with the intentions of hitting on her, and instead she turned me vegan. It's always the women.
we were having dinner together, and just, you know, it was early in the relationship, and just to kind of make a little bit of small talk, but also, you know, just to kind of praise her a bit. I said, hey, you know, what's your secret to such beautiful hair and skin? And her response was vegetarian diet.
Okay.
And
Cool.
so I wasn't expecting, I was, you know, carnist, full on carnist at that time. So, I didn't expect something. I thought, you know, okay, maybe it's a special cream or something like that. You know, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And, but I mean, I was somewhat interested in, you know, finding out, because she did have beautiful skin, beautiful hair. And, So I mean, at first I kind of dismissed it because I had no interest in changing. I mean, why should I change? I mean, I thought that you needed meat to be healthy and to live. I mean, that's what I was indoctrinated with, as most of us were, that you can't get your protein. I mean, everything from home, to school, to advertising on TV, everywhere. As you're
Yeah,
probably as well
1991.
aware as I am, that it was just meat, meat, meat. You need your meat, you need your dairy, and all these animal products, and you can't be healthy. You just need it. And so it wasn't even a thought initially to like take that seriously. Her suggestion, she didn't even suggest. She just said it was a vegetarian diet, that her beautiful skin and hair. And I didn't even take it seriously at first, of course. But then I guess my mind was a little bit more open to it, and there was probably some information out there already that now, since my mind was a little bit attuned to that, I was able to receive the information a little bit better. But then I started seeking out information. I went to do some research, and at that time there was a radio station in New York City, WBAI, which was a progressive station, and they had some programs on there that were actually catered to a plant-based diet, and one program even had
Nice.
topics that included, vegan issues. And so I discovered that, and I started listening to what they were saying, and it was making sense. It was like oddly making sense. Here I was for 26 years of my life at that time, thinking that I had to eat meat, that it's unquestionable that you had to eat meat to be healthy, to live, in fact. And then here I was getting a taste of some information that was really making sense. And then I started to read some books. I finally got myself a hold of Diet for a New World, which you may or may not be familiar with. It's a book by John.
That's what my most recent guest Jerry cited as well. Jerry said that he read Tom Reagan, Case for Animal Rights, I believe it was called, and then Diet for a New America by John Robbins. And he said it was those two books, and within a few weeks he was vegan animal rights activist.
John Robbins.
Apparently, I didn't know this, but apparently John Robbins, who he told me was heir to the Baskin Robbins or started, I don't know, something about Baskin Robbins, just passed away in the last few days.
Up to about the third chapter, I think it was the third chapter in the book, and they were talking, it was discussing a interview that John Robbins had with a pig farmer. And anyway, to cut the story short, that really rang true with me, and it became clear to me that, reading all this information, listening to people who seemed very knowledgeable about this information, who had been vegan themselves for a number of years and were very healthy, on these radio programs. I realized that I had been duped for 26 years of my life. It was really a shift of consciousness. I mean, it was an awakening, it really was.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Because I guess growing up, I somewhat, considered myself somebody who was kind towards animals. We had, cats as pets, quote unquote pets in the house. So I mean, I sort of kind of saw myself as a person who's kind toward animals, not realizing, that I was kind to certain animals, but not toward others.
Yeah.
And
could I be in a romantic situation with a carnist? So the way I answer this is that yes, if they're a meat eater at the very beginning, but if they don't go vegan like fucking ASAP, no. Like, I don't expect people to be vegan when they meet me, but if you hang around with me and you don't get it like quickly, then there's something wrong with you. So it's a good litmus test it's a good character test in my view. And that will limit my options with women, and I'm good with that. Because you know what, like, you should surround yourself with good people.
It just started to, it dawned on me that, man, I've been duped. And so,
and in my history, most of the women that I meet do go vegan, like right away, when we are in a dating situation. And I've been sort of spoiled by that. Several of them haven't, and that ended quick, really quick. And disappointingly, at least one of them that I thought was like, wow, they went vegan, like fucking watched the docs on their own, did all the stuff, went vegan. Relationship was fairly short. Ran across them on social media because the social media showed me people from my contacts. Not vegan. Pissed me off. I thought I was leaving a trail of vegan destruction, but I guess we all have our limits, guys. I guess we all have our limits.
And as I started to learn more,
But that just means I dodged a bullet, right?
I was a big dairy head. I confess. I mean, I drank lots of milk, ate lots of cheese, huge dairy head, and so that was tough. All of it was really tough for me to give up. Because I was conditioned to like these tastes, to these, so I can't say that it was easy, but because I had this conviction now, realizing that, okay, I actually don't need meat to live, and I want to be a responsible person, a morally responsible person. So I could no longer at that time justify eating meat. And then, of course, I learned about the dairy industry and, the egg industry. So I think that's a kind of a normal progression for a lot of people. For me, it took maybe a couple of months of reading and learning to find out about these other industries and these other cruelties that,
All right. I think I've got the story here. So let's find the music. Let's get back to the music. And we'll do Lewis's story now. Lewis gets a heroic reading, a heroic moment.
Getting all your daily nutrients is hard work, but nutrition gaps in your diet are inevitable. But there's an easier way to fill them.
All right, this is apparently the music for Lewis. We're going to roll with it. Lewis was 26? Was that right? 26. We'll go with 26. He was 26 years old, or 25, thereabouts. Life was good. Had a nice girlfriend, beautiful Japanese woman. Where's the music? Great hair, great skin. Oh, the best. The best hair, the best skin, smooth. Black sheen in the hair. As she walked down the street, every head turned to see where she was going and who she was with. Who she was with was Lewis. Well, one day, Lewis and his girlfriend were having a dinner. Come on, music. Oh my. Okay. New song. New song. We'll get back to it. No. That's not it. Why was war? Because we're on hero. We don't need war. Okay. Inspiring. There we go. Cinematic. A little sad, right? God. Okay, that'll work. Wait, it builds. It really builds. Wait, is that volume? No, that's just indicating where people... Okay, we'll work with this. We'll work with this. Let me back up. Well, one fateful night, Lewis and his girlfriend sit down to a dinner. And this particular night, oh my God, the hair was shining, shimmering, if you will, in the light. The light was catching the hair just right. The skin, oh, like porcelain. Beautiful, beautiful skin. Lewis could no longer hold his tongue. He had to know what's behind it. How is this sort of beauty possible? How could it be even real? He said, babe. He called her babe, I guess. Babe, I gotta ask you. I've been noticing the hair popping. I've been noticing the skin. So lovely. What's behind it? How is it even possible? She took a bite of her tofu. She looked up. She said, well, Lewis, it's because I don't eat meat. And in that moment, something snapped in Lewis's brain. Something changed inside of Lewis in that moment. He said, huh, well, I too want to have nice skin, nice hair. You say you don't eat meat. Maybe I should start listening to that radio station at WBIA, WYAB, whatever it was. Because I heard that they have some shows that basically cater to vegans. Vegans? You mean they don't eat any animal products? Not even eggs? Not even honey? What? That's what Lewis said. He said, what? So he started listening, and you know what? It wasn't as crazy as he thought it would be. In fact, it kind of made a lot of sense. Well, one day, and this is a dramatic embellishment. One day, Lewis was walking through the forest. He saw a light shine from the ground. Massive beam of light. It changed from a forest to a mountain. Now he's scaling the summit through the woods. He's cleared the woods. He's trying to get to where that light is. He's sweating. He's sweating because he's not yet vegan, guys. He's still out of shape. But he tried his hardest to get up to the mountain, puffing and puffing with those clogged arteries. He got to the top, though. And what was there? It was a book laying open. He closed the book, and the light went away. And suddenly things were calm again. And what did it read on the front of that book? It read, John Robbins, Diet for a New America. He looked side to side. He thought, this book is, it's on this throne thing. Table. Stone table. Hang on. I'll continue.
I graduated with a bachelor's in
This-
pastoral theology, and I worked.
Guys,
in
get your
positions here
popcorn.
in
Get
Madrid
your.
as an assistant
This is
pastor. I got
intermission.
exposed to porn.
Intermission. He knew he was in danger. This book was not meant to be taken from this spot. It was guarded. He could tell. He didn't see where the guards were stationed, but they were looking at that spot. He knew that if he took that book, just like in Tomb Raider, when you take the thing away, all hell breaks loose. So he wondered, should I take this book? He did. He took that book. Suddenly, the ground was shaking, earthquakes, lava flowing everywhere. Suddenly, tons of dudes were around. Suddenly, he looked like Lara Croft for some reason. He's running and he's climbing and he's jumping and he's scaling down the mountain. Amazing. He made it. He made it, guys, because he was compelled by the book. The power of the book had bestowed him with powers that he had not even to that moment known were possible. He could leap like 12 feet. Yeah, 12 feet. His bow and arrow upgraded. His pistol got upgraded. He was ready. Amazing. Amazing. Jonas was fucking somewhere. Mary gets that. Jonas was getting in the fucking way, as usual. Fucking Jonas. But Lewis, he shot Jonas with an arrow. Said, get the fuck out of here, Jonas. Got down the mountain. And wow, let's get some new music because it's no longer tense because he's made it to his home. Now we have a moment of where Lewis cracked that book open. He started to read the words in that book. My God, did they make sense? My God. Something in that book told Lewis, you know what, Lewis? You're not just Lewis that harnessed from before. No, you're something better than that. You're bigger than that, Lewis. You're Lewis Ghetto. Lewis the vegan. And Lewis, from that moment on, went vegetarian. And then he slowly learned about the dairy industry and the egg industry, and he became vegan. And that's how it happened. All right. I think that's all I got with Lewis's story. And then, lo and behold, that was in 1991, guys. 1991. 34 years later, Lewis runs into Jeremy Loeb, who, as we all know, is the one who jots down the histories, tells the stories. The vegan lexicographer. What is the word? Damn it. We'll go with historian for right now. He met the historian. Anyway, that's all I got. That's all I got. I ran out of music, guys. All right. Wow. Well, I think that was a pretty accurate retelling, including the part on the mountain. I realized that Lewis didn't talk about that part of the story, but I think it's pretty obvious that that's what happened. He didn't want to come across like he was boasting or bragging because of all that leaping across chasms that he did, but that's what happened. So, well done. And by the way, Mary did a lot of chasm leaping too. I feel like I shortchanged Mary a little bit. Mary, I didn't really tell the parts of the story that where you also fended off Jonas, but you see, I told you exactly. It's exactly what happened. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Hang on. We're not done yet. You're right.
This is how dopamine obsession looks in women.
Stop. Stop it. Well, going back a bit, he was reading along. Oh, man, everything was making sense. He got to this chapter, an interview with a pig farmer. Interview with a pig farmer? That moment was so profound that the historian telling the tale had to get so close to the microphone that he popped his peas. Profound pig farming story. That's how poetic it is. I'm running out of keywords. Damn it. Anyway, that part was a profound moment in Lewis's story. I don't know what we're doing with the music right now. That sounds like it would be from Lara. Yeah, you know, I climb mountains easy as a vegan. And sometimes I'll like be climbing mountains like feeling like I'm super out of shape, but then I'm like, I'm up that mountain. Because when you're out of shape as a vegan, you're still in shape compared to most people, right? I think so anyway. What's not a 1991 reference? Oh, you mean old Tomb Raider? Well, I'm just saying this is what inspired the Tomb Raider story. Lewis's story is what inspired the original Tomb Raider. Always women. Women are powerful. They can take a non-vegan and mold them into an activist. Is that not amazing? Many women have done it. We've been molded, Lewis. We got molded. A nightly drinking vegan, yeah. What's up, Adam? Haven't seen your name in here before, I don't think. Weevos, a second chance at veganism. What's that mean? Weevos. Heights, yeah. Okay, what else we got? What else we got today? Let me check. Let me see if there's anything more that we can do some reacting to. But W. Lewis, badass. If everyone hasn't praised Lewis yet, you need to. You need to do it. You must do it. Let's react to some more Jake. Why not? Let's do some more Jake. Because he's cranking it out. That's why. Look at the sub count. Chip guy, that chip guy did a live stream. Got him a chip bump. A chip bump. You know what? I know it's not a competition. I know size isn't everything. Don't worry. I know. It's fine. You can do a lot with a little bump. But my bump is like that compared to Chip's. Anyway, Chip featured Jake on his stream, got him a nice big chip bump. So yeah. So he now he's at 72. But we started it, guys. We started the bumping, right? Without us. I just think it's important that we get a little credit. That's all. Because it's not a competition, but maybe it's a competition. I'm just kidding. Congratulations, Jake. Because it was very important that we got him to 50 so that he could do his live streams. And he's making great content. Anyway, let me change the screen. We'll react to some Jake. All right, Mary. Jake, Lewis being right back too. Is everybody going to be right back? Do you promise? Got a little distracted by that. Why you definitely should not share this JD Vance meme. Jake Lagatari. I don't know how to pronounce it. We reacted to Yurovsky in the last stream. Thought it was pretty cool. He's going to be on George Martin's channel live in a few days. So if you're not subbed to Carnism Debunked, do so. Steven's still here. J-Ash got to go. Okay, good night. Good night, J-Ash. Okay, where's that going to leave us with the whole crown situation? Wait, J-Ash wasn't crowned? Who's crowned? Mary's got the crown. Lewis is in there. Who's number 2? Where's number 2? Felix. Felix got number 2. Oh no, everybody's leaving all at once. That will not do. That won't do. What's up, Neil? Okay, as long as, we get a steady flow. Okay. I don't know. It's a new thing that YouTube is doing where they're ranking people in chats. It has nothing to do with me. Just randomly assigned. I think based upon like how much you might interact with the channel or something. I'm not sure. But it changes dramatically during the stream. Okay, let me focus here.
But that doesn't mean that it's going to be gone everywhere. Against being racist, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be gone everywhere. And just because some people do it, does that mean that it's okay? Like, if I want people to stop eating meat everywhere, that doesn't mean that that's going to happen. Like, even if we were in a vegan world, there would still be people that are eating meat. There might be a very small percentage of people that have to eat meat to survive just based on where they live. But then that goes down a whole nother rabbit hole of, is it even ethical to live in those places if we're able to move out of those places and live somewhere else? Hey, can I ask you a few questions for my video? Would I be able to ask you a few questions for my video? Yeah, sure. All right. We can use this mic. So would you be able to step a little closer? Yeah. So I'm Jake. Nice to meet you. Are you a local Gettysburg? Or? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Okay, cool. So my first question I'm asking people is, how do you feel about animals? I love animals, all the way from the ones that we eat, all the way up to the pets. I love them all, honestly. Yeah. So that's interesting. You love the animals that you eat. Yeah. So do you think you're against animal abuse? Yes. Right? Yes. Do you think that there's abuse in those industries? I believe that there is, yes, but I think there is still a safe way to consume the meat that I would like to. Right. So could you explain that a little? Well, like, say I owned like some land, I could raise it myself and make sure that it's taken care of. I understand the brutality part of like the actual slaughtering, but yeah, I think there's a gray line there, you know. Yeah, so a lot of people miss the beginning of the process. A lot of these animals, we bring them into existence, so we kind of force that onto them. Yeah. And then we give them a good life. That's what most people try to say. And then, but like you said, at the end of the day, we kind of kill them for our needs. Like when they're really young, some of them are babies, and we're not really thinking about the animal at that point. And we justify it by trying to say that we gave them a good
Appreciate that, Neil. How was your day?
life, or we did it humanely. But if you're killing them and they're healthy and they have a full life ahead of them, it's not really humane.
Ooh. Steven's done his homework here. ChatGPT, the crown icon on YouTube chat represents a new live stream leaderboard feature where active participants can earn points and recognition for their engagement. Tapping the crown allows viewers to see the top participants and their scores. What? Holy shit. You can see all the way to number 11. We can see everybody. There's no more anonymity. Now we know who the lurkers are. Hey, Steven, you're number 5. You're in the top 5 starting squad. Congrats, you made it. Oh, wow. These can change on a whim, though. Look at Kane. Kane had the crown. He dropped all the way to number 9. Ooh, Kane, I know that's got a sting. That's got a sting. Ooh, what did you do, Kane? Damn. Oh, man. Oh, that's great. I am glad you posted that. Now we can just completely turn everyone against each other. Wait, how do I get back? How do I... Oh, shoot. Now oh, wait. Top fans. There we go. Mary, read what... You can click on the crown and get a full list. Wow. Steven made it. I knew he would make it. I mean, the big story here has got to be Kane. Kane dropped. Kane at one point was top 3. I don't know where he was at, but wow. You know what he probably dropped? Not gonna lie. It's probably because he always dissed my British accents. And I think YouTube frowns upon that sort of bullying. So they dropped him down. Because Kane, let's face it, Kane defends animals. His name should be Kane bullies Jeremy.
To kill him, right?
I respect that, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
So do you know what living vegan is?
No, I do not.
So if you live vegan, it's a stance against oppression of animals.
I see.
So we don't eat any animals, including dairy or eggs, because they kill chickens for eggs and they kill cows for cheese and for milk.
Yeah.
So it also...
Mary, like, lurking is no longer safe. That's the thing. Now you could just, it shows everybody. It's so funny.
includes like fur, clothing that they use.
Good to know. Good to know.
Animals, or they make from animals, and also like other products, like beauty products, bath products, and stuff like that. So if you're against animal abuse,
I don't know if I like that, actually. You may just want to be chilling and not have people know that you're there, right? Maybe there's a way.
you love all animals, just like me. Why don't you align your actions with your morals and live vegan?
Sorry, I should pay attention to the video.
No, I think it's because I've grown up in a family that hasn't really had any
doesn't pay any attention to animal abuse and anything in that sense. Like, I wouldn't go kick a cat or anything. Right. Would you kick a cow or a pig or a chicken? It's not. It's no different. I get what you're saying. It's just
Correct.
sometimes it's hard to get what you got to get. It used to be a lot harder than it is now. Yeah. So I think now's the time so that we should all look a little bit more into it. You know, we have the internet and you can find all the information out there. These industries try to hide all this stuff. They don't want you to see it. So I can show you right now if you want to see a little bit of what they do in the industries. Yeah, sure. I have a bit. And I do have to go in a minute though. I work at the restaurant. Okay, yeah. Let me just show you some stuff real quick, but these industries, they just think about the animals as products, so, and money at the end of the day. So they're always trying to think of a more efficient way to process them, to kill them, to grow them. So they're always growing them quicker, killing them younger, treating them horribly, and anything that you see like pasture raised, grass fed, it's all marketing. It makes
Moving to Seoul, nice. Near Seoul. I really love Seoul. That's pretty cool. Pohang.
So you think that, you know, they're out in the field, but normally grass fed, they just cut the grass and they bring it inside and feed them inside. So they never go anywhere. And then birds have less rights than pigs and cows. So they get treated even worse. A lot of pigs, they stun them in gas chambers first. So it's really crazy. They do other things because they keep them so close together. They bite each other's tails. So to stop that from happening, they cut the tails off and they cut the teeth out. And they don't give them any pain meds or anything, and that's standard practice. So it's really crazy. It's like it's very inhumane. They have an issue like that, and their solution is literally to inflict more pain onto the animals. So if you want to align your actions and live vegan, I can give you a little bit more information. What's this going on? YouTube. Yeah. Let's take a picture. Yeah, exactly. Take a picture and get this too. So you can. Dominion is kind of what we were watching. So it shows you what happens to the animals. Yeah. Different industries. Ignorant is the same kind of thing, but with pigs in the gas chambers. Challenge 22 will give you recipes and send you an email every day to help you live vegan. And they'll hook you up with the nutritionist so you can make sure that you're getting all the nutrition and everything that you need. These two are about your health.
Very productive conversation.
And this one's more about religion. So it's all
I didn't have much to add to that.
about living vegan. So I can give you like one or two other things in here too, if you want.
Other than nice job.
So I'll just give you one of these too. Well, it was nice meeting you, man. Yeah, thanks a lot. What was your name again? Kaden. Kaden? Yep. Yeah, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Yep.
Cool. Let's hope he does it. Hope he goes vegan. All right. Let me link to that. There's the video. Yeah, people get the A's wrong, don't they, Jeremy? Streaming with vegans, indeed, indeed. Jake's out there doing it, isn't he, Mary? He's doing it. Let's go get him more bump because it's kind of a competition. And I feel like right now, Chip is probably over there gloating that he gave Jake such a big bump that he probably is walking around like all big, right? Like he's probably like holding his head up high. He's probably got this smug grin on his face. And then we're over here like, That's us right now, guys. That's us. We're like this. But we've gotta get it's so my channel's so stupid. There's no point to any of this. Other than to support channels and pick fights with guys I really like. Yeah, Chip is flexing on us. Yeah. I'm just kidding. If y'all don't know, Chip is awesome. Really nice guy. In fact, I was there in the stream with him while he was along with a lot of you, probably. A lot of you guys were there probably while he was watching Jake's content. Got Jake a nice Chip bump and got Chip over 50. And look at him doing here. Look at him. He's up all the way to 72 now. Like his channel is growing nicely. And that's without even having done the lives yet, which he now can do. And his channel will just take off once he starts doing lives, probably. He's very good at this. Yeah, let's not let Chip get away with this, like, even though he's coming across real nice, right? But that he felt so big and bad, flexing on us. Not just on me, on all of you. I hope you all feel the rage. Onwards and upwards. Indeed. Indeed. But nice job, Jake. That was great. And Chip, I love you. Just messing with you. Kind of. I'm a little jealous. I'll tell you what. Chip's got a nice sized channel. And I mean, I'm just saying, like, it must be nice. It must be nice to leave them so satisfied at the end of your stream. What are we doing here, guys? What are we doing? Why? Why is this happening? Oh, guys. Eventually, this channel will just end. And then we'll look back and we'll be like, that was an interesting thing that happened. Remember when Jeremy had a channel for a while where he just had no point? Who's number 2? Felix. Felix number 2. It's hard though, isn't it, Steven? The whole algorithm thing is just such a pain. Shout out to my buddy Chris Hines. Y'all know Chris Hines out of the UK. Well, the other day, Chris took some initiative from one of our old conversations and made a really nice clip, really awesome clip. And he had sent me a message and he said, yeah, you want to collab on this thing? So we put the thing up there and it just flatlined on social media and we don't know why. So he tweaked it a little bit, threw it back up, did a little better. And it's just so annoying, so frustrating because you put all this work into something. As you know, Steven, you put all this work into something, you throw it out in the world. And then for some reason, the algorithm or whatever power thing, whatever powers thing that is out there just decided, nope, not this one. Nope, you don't get any views on this, even though you worked on it for hours. Fuck you. That's what the powers have said to us. They said, fuck you. And I've had that happen to so many things. And I was just glad I didn't work on that one. Your wife in a bikini gets you all your views. And I mean, every now and then I'll have, like I'll put someone who's like really attractive in my thumbnail. I've interviewed some attractive people. That's Steven. Throw those put Steven in the thumbnail. But my channel is so flat that it doesn't always work. I mean, if you can't succeed with those golden locks of Stevens, what can you do? You can't. You got to use, It's got to be Steven's wife in the bikini. Yeah. I haven't tried that. I haven't tried wearing a bikini ever, actually. So I could try that. Could also try doing it on stream and see if that works. I think that could work. I think some people will be curious what's going on if I did that. Well, I think that's a great stopping point, don't you? Well, here's what we're going to do. You know what? It didn't happen last time. Oscar music. No copyright. Didn't happen last time. This time we're going to do it right. This time we'll do it right. Just wait. This time it's for y'all. You know why? Because now we can rank you. Okay. All right. You know what? We won't do the playoff music. This is, I'm sorry. We'll do the top 5. Hang on. Well, guys, we've made it. We've made it to the end of the stream. It's time to recognize the greatness. It's time to recognize the top 5 chatters. Yeah, that's right. If your name is not called, don't feel bad. There's always next time. There's always next time. Coming in at number 5, it's that beautiful man we were talking about with the golden locks. What can I say about Steven, aka Vegan Heretic, that hasn't already been said? He's known from here to Vegas. He's known all over the country as that guy who wrote Vegans versus the Verses. Have y'all read Vegans versus the Verses? Or have you seen him on my channel before? Because he did both of those things, both of those heroic things, wrote a book and appeared on my podcast. Coming in at number 5, it's Vegan Heretic. Number 4, I know less about Jayesh, just that he achieved number 4 in this live stream, and he's awesome. Jayesh Patel, achieving greatness each and every day. Wow, Jayesh. I don't even think he tried. I don't even think he cared. And yet somehow he got up to that number 4 spot and held on to it. Amazing, Jayesh. Well done, sir. Well done. Coming in at number 3, it's Louis Ghetto. Wow. Louis Ghetto. We learned all about Louis earlier in this stream. He's been vegan since 1991. You know, you might say that he was more vegan than Ali Tabrizi. Wow. More vegan than Ali Tabrizi? Is that possible? Ask Louis. He's at number 3. Number 2. So close to that number 1 spot. In fact, hang on a second. We got a tie. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. I just looked at the numbers. Everybody that I just said number 5, number 4, number 3, they were tied for number 3. Oh my God. All at 150 XP. Steven, Jayesh, you all get bronze medals. And look, 2 people get gold because it's a tie for number 1 between Felix and Mary. What? Yep, that's right. At 225 XP each. And I guess Mary got there first, and that's why she gets the 1 spot. And that's why she held the number 1 crown all this time. Felix, yeah, please tell me who you'd like to thank. Felix would like to thank the Academy. Please get your thanks out. Oscar. Playoff. Wait. Too long. Wait, no. Okay. Please thank. Nope. I need the thing. What's the thing? This. No, that. No. Let's go back. Let's go back.
This is my favorite
Hang
classy
on.
gift to give.
Ugh. Okay. It's all the same? Hang on. I can't find it. All right. Anyway. All right. Honest Doubter is here. Wow. Okay. Wow. All right. Somebody tell me who you think. Felix would like to thank the Academy, his agent, and fellow vegans for all your support. The music's supposed to indicate you've gone too long, but your message was very short. Fed handlers, I really cannot accept this award. Stop tracking him. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't even think of that. I always suspected I might be getting tracked. Let me see who's in here. Ooh, they've got nowhere to hide now. Wait, it's not real time. I'm not sure. But anyway, whatever Mary and Felix, whatever you guys did, you got 225 XP. So congratulations. You get the gold. Tracked and spied on. Yeah, Magnus gets the poop award. Let's get a sound effect for Magnus. Hey, Magnus, here's what I think of your video. That got him. That got him. Oh, I bet that stung bad. You know he's going to watch this. He'll watch this. I bet that hurt. Devastating. All right, guys. I'm going to end the stream here. Thanks so much for being here, all of you. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. If you somehow made it through the stream without smashing the like button, there's still time. There's still time. You can still do that. You can still rectify that grave mistake that you made. And if you're somehow not sub to the channel, sub to the channel. And if you're and if for some reason you didn't hit the bell notification to let you know that I'm doing it, well, smash the jingle them bells, fondle the bells. Fondle the bells. Finger the like, because it's a thumb. And be very submissive. Be my bitch. And hit the sub. You're all my subs, okay? Be my subs. I'm the dom, you're the sub, okay? It's getting kinky in here. All right. I'm sorry for all that I've done tonight. Good night, all you submissives out there. I'm done. I'm done. I apologize for what happened here.